We welcome you to the NCAA Baseball Regionals presented by Capital One. Game 6 and what could be the final game of this regional from Tallahassee. The home team has stayed alive to take on the Auburn Tigers, which are 2-0. Take a look at how we got here. Auburn with a win in the opener against UCF in the 2 versus the 3 game. Auburn got by Tennessee Tech last night. Florida State just barely beat that Golden Eagles team to knock them out in our first game today. And with rain, here we are very quickly again. Jason Benetti, College Baseball Hall of Famer Todd Walker, who enjoys the rain certainly.
Of course.
Florida State and Auburn in this regional final, ACC versus SEC.
How about Florida State, winners of 8 of 9, but they dropped the first game in this tournament. And Auburn, the only undefeated team in this regional. Florida State has to beat Auburn twice to advance to the Super Regional.
Well, Florida State's pitching has been tremendous, starting on the mound in this regional so far, dating back to Friday.
Associate starting pitchers for Florida State with strikeouts. There we see Drew Parrish and now Tyler Holt striking out all these hitters in this regional. And then Cole Sands today with the strikeouts. The heat on the outside corner. Florida State pitchers have been dominant in this tournament.
Auburn 8th inning home runs, though, have provided enough offense for the Tigers.
Will Holland in the 9th 3-run homer put the dagger in UCF on Friday night. And then Jay Estes gives Auburn an insurance run in the bottom of the 8th against Tennessee Tech. And that's how Auburn got to where they're at right now, 2-0 in this tournament.
Auburn needs to win either tonight or tomorrow night. They'd prefer to be on a bus to a Super Regional back home first after a win in this game. We'll find out. Important nighttime twin bill game number 2 for Florida State. The Seminoles just played. It was about an hour ago. The game came to an end as they beat Tennessee Tech 5-3 in the elimination game. Now the regional final between the Auburn Tigers and the Florida State Seminoles 20 years after Auburn beat Florida State here in a Game 6 and a Game 7. Jonah Todd leads it off for the Tigers and Butch Thompson, then Jarvis and Daniel Robert. Jay Estes up to 4 in the order after his home run last night. He was 7th, then Anthony Gillikin. And then in the 7th spot, Hecker jumps in. Logan and Holland to round out the 9. For the Auburn Tigers, they'll face Andrew Carp. For Florida State, the 4th starter they've had to use so far in this tournament.
Mike Martin runs Andrew Carp out there tonight. 6'3", 210 red shirt sophomore right-handed pitcher. 88-91. He can touch 92 or 93. Slider and a changeup. He's been a little inconsistent this year. It's led to his high ERA, 5.06. But when he's on, he's really good. Florida State hopes he's on tonight.
Redshirted 2015, started a couple of games last year, 7 appearances out of the bullpen. And this is the biggest appearance of his Florida State career as he faces the Auburn Tigers in yet another elimination game. 3rd straight elimination game for Florida State after falling to Tennessee Tech in the regional opener for the Seminoles. Jonah Todd, Andrew Carp, first pitch off the plate, ball number 1. 8:17 first pitch time in game number 2 of our night. Here from Tallahassee. Jonah Todd with a foul ball for strike 1.
Like we mentioned in the opener, Jason, Florida State has now won 8 of their last 9, rolled through the ACC tournament, came into this tournament 6 of 6, dropped their opener, and now have won 2 in a row through the elimination bracket. Conversely, Auburn had lost 10 of 13 coming into this tournament, but here they sit 2-0 in the winner's bracket.
Go figure with this regional. Jonah Todd, hard hit ball off the shortstop, and Walls couldn't hang on. Auburn has the first runner aboard. Scored an error against Walls.
Jonah Todd handles the bat so well. He pulled his hands in the other day on an 0-2 pitch, base hit to right, and there just hits a bullet up to Taylor Walls, takes a little funky hop and off him into center field. The leadoff guy, Jonah Todd, on first base.
Mike Martin just got done saying it after the game in Game 1. I look at the 3rd column of the scoreboard, and there's a 0 there, so it must have been a good game. And the first play goes as an error against his talented shortstop, Walls. So now Jarvis showing bunt, but Luke Jarvis had a big day yesterday, a 2-run single in the 4th inning that gave Auburn part of its 3-run 4th against Tennessee Tech to send the Golden Eagles to the losers bracket to face Florida State today.
You can assume there's going to be a few pitching changes in this game. I'm not sure that giving up outs early in this game is the right thing to do, but Butch Thompson knows his stuff. Second-year coach at Auburn.
Ball and a strike on Jarvis, the San Diego junior for the Auburn Tigers. Robert to follow, then Estes, and a pick on Todd, who's 9 out of 14 in bags this year.
Cal Raleigh, the catcher, behind the plate for Florida State. 33% success rate on throwing out runners. 15 for 45.
Swinging away, side spin bounce, and Carp goes to second. And safe at first. I think safe at second as well, as the throw never made it to the bag. 2 on, nobody out.
That's the communication the middle guys make with the pitcher prior to the ball being hit. Taylor Walls and Matt Henderson have told Andrew Carp who has the bag on the ball back to him. Andrew Carp just turns and makes the throw to second. Matt Henderson was there, but Taylor Walls cuts it off and tries to get the out at first, but both runners safe.
Mike Martin's going to go talk to the second base umpire, but Mazzarisi's going to say he didn't have the bag, Mike. And he's going to be right.
Clearly off the bag at second base. I did not know if he was out or safe at first. It was real close, but first base umpire Steve Corvey called him safe.
He had that one right, too, based on our replay.
First baseman, number 20, Daniel Robert.
So Robert, the batter, with 2 on and nobody out. And that's where you're talking about maybe not giving up the out on a bunt early in this game. Carp might have wanted to get the out early in this game by throwing just to first.
Well, that little nubber acted like a bunt. In any bunt situation, you're taught on defense, just get an out somewhere. Andrew Carp didn't necessarily make the wrong decision, but
here's a cue shot to third, Busby to second, and that's all Florida State will get. It's been a busy defense so far for the Florida State Seminoles. Same guys we saw in game number 1. Holton back in right after coming out for a defensive replacement late in the first game today. Shortstop Walls has already made the error. Henderson, Mendoza, Raleigh behind the plate for Carp, and Cal Raleigh has seen a lot of action behind the plate. He has got to be a little bit gassed at least. Although, young legs, right? Might as well play while you can. Fly ball for Estes. Todd will tag from third, and Auburn takes the first lead in the regional final. 1-0 on the sac fly for Estes.
Jay Estes, usually hitting in the southern hole for Auburn, gets moved up to the cleanup spot, and he cleans them up for the first run for Auburn. Just jumps on the first pitch here and drives it out to center field. Good job by Jay Estes scoring the first run for Auburn. And the first run is always important in these emotional regional games. Gives your team a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence.
And so, Josh Anthony will bat. Estes needed only to drive the ball. He did that. And Anthony takes ball number 1 from Carp. Andrew Carp so far this year, 15 walks, 57 strikeouts in 11 starts and 15 total appearances. Go to first, save! Robert is back in time.
Daniel Robert leads this Auburn Tiger offense in stolen bases, 11 for 12, only been caught once.
Auburn was 27-11 earlier this season. There's a ground ball to Walls at short. He handles it well, and the inning's over, but Auburn gets an unearned run without the benefit of a hit. 1-0 Tigers after a half inning from Tallahassee in the regional final. Nightfall in Tallahassee, Florida. We are in a 1-0 game with Auburn ahead of Florida State. And here's the starting lineup for the Seminoles and Mike Martin. Walls leads it off. Same lineup as you had written in your card for game 1 of the day. Busby, Luke, then Deporty, Cal Raleigh, followed by Mendoza, who tied that first game with a home run against Tennessee Tech. Henderson has been brilliant. Holt, who's a two-way player, and Flowers, who drove in 2 against Tennessee Tech. And they all will face the freshman for the Auburn Tigers, the third starter out of Montgomery, Alabama, Davis Daniel, 6'1", 179.
16th start for Davis Daniel. High ERA, 5.58, but he's got good stuff. 91-94 with his fastball, slider, change. The key for Davis Daniel is to keep the ball down and low. He gets in trouble when he elevates, both with his fastball and his curveball, and you can get away with that if your stuff is plus. But for Davis Daniel, he's got to keep the ball low to be successful.
One of the top pitchers in the state of Alabama coming out of high school in St. James. He misses low outside to Taylor Walls, who was 0 for 5 in the game against Tennessee Tech that sent Florida State to this regional final. 2-0.
As you can tell right now, Davis Daniel trying to keep the ball low, obviously a little too low. Very difficult to hit that real small spot right there.
2-1 on Walls, the switch hitting junior. Florida State will send 6 up left-handed against Daniel. That includes Walls, who had the first inning error in this game. On the ground, up the middle, Jarvis has been electric, and he's just late. Ball bouncing away, and nice backup by Logan. It's an infield single for Walls, his 4th hit of the regional.
We watched Luke Jarvis last night just make 2 incredible plays up the middle. Right there, he was shading Taylor Walls a little too far to his left to get to this ball. Had a little top spin. Still great effort by the former shortstop Luke Jarvis, who has a powerful arm, and nice play by Blake Logan to back that play up. Taylor Walls thought about going to second, but catcher Blake was there.
So 1 on, nobody out for Dylan Busby, who's got 2 hits in the regional. He's been hit by 2 pitches as well. And he flares the first pitch foul, and his bat has departed as well.
That is a bad feeling if you're a hitter, not to have a good grip on the bat. Now every time you swing the bat, you have the feeling that bat's going to come back out of your hands again. You really have to put that pine tar or that glue stick on there good enough so you can get rid of that thought and distract you at the plate.
Walls at first, Busby the batter. With an Auburn win, the Tigers will go to the Super Regional to face either Texas Tech or Sam Houston State. That game is in the 4th inning. Sam Houston State would have to win 2 games against Texas Tech in Lubbock to win that regional. It's either Auburn or Florida State here. And this ball hit on the ground to Jarvis. High hop, Holland to turn, and a double play. No, they're going to say safe at second base. Safe at second. Holland never had the bag at second base. So Walls is in and 1 down. The neighborhood play is not in effect. 1 away. Walls is at second.
Unless it's completely obvious, you want to protect your guys. by allowing him to be off the bag right there. He does in fact miss it. Not sure if he grabbed it with his right toe or not, but second base umpire Mike Mazzarisi thought he missed the bag and gives him second base.
So 2 plays at second now have drawn the interest of the head coaches in this regional final. Looked like he glided over the pass.
Let's take it one more time. Here you see the ball hit by Dylan Busby. Luke Jarvis does a great job of staying below the ball. Nice flip to second base. And Will Holland comes across the bag. He obviously does not catch it with his left foot, but he sweeps the corner of the bag with his right and makes a good throw to first. That is a tough call if you're Auburn. Even if he missed by half an inch, I'm not sure you can make that call at second base.
Luke takes a strike. Jackson Luke, who had a pair of hits in the opening game today. That's a tough call. He had a big spot in the first inning. Oh, and 2 from Daniel to Luke. And again, Auburn with its top 2 guys, Keegan Thompson, Casey Mize, 1A and 1B. They threw 17 innings of the first 18 for Auburn, so the bullpen is raring to go if they're needed early in this game.
Good spot for Coach Butch Thompson and his Auburn Tigers to be in. Plenty of healthy guys over there in the bullpen. Only needing to win one of these next 2 games.
That said, you can't play with that in mind too much because you'd like to just be done today.
Absolutely. No, you would go, and there's Coach Butch Thompson there. Pitching his deal. He knows pitching, and I would imagine the first guy out of the pen you would see is Cole Lipscomb, who we saw Friday night. And they'll go on down the list from there, but absolutely, you're going after this game right here.
By the way, the scoring on that play, on the Busby ground ball, they do give Holland an error for not touching second base. So it's a 4-6-3 out and an error 6. Run-of-the-mill start to this game, huh? My goodness. One and 2 from Daniel after a glance at second, and another ball sprayed foul by Jackson Luke.
Will Holland called for the ball at second base to try to pick off Taylor Walls, and Davis Daniel had to wait for him to get back into position before delivering that pitch, but didn't distract him. Nice pitch on the outside corner to Florida State's hottest hitter, Jackson Luke.
Florida State only has had 2 base runners in the first inning all tournament long. Finally some energy in the first from the Seminoles, and another foul ball from Luke, but it does change the momentum in the game, doesn't it?
You call it second base?
Well, I'm saying the first inning, Florida State just has not had a big rally early in these games to show for it.
Absolutely, and we've talked to Mike Martin about that. He said before Jackson Luke had actually hit the 3-run homer yesterday, talking about we need somebody to boost us, somebody to get us going. Auburn got a run in the top of the first. This is a good spot for Florida State to answer here in the bottom.
Mike Martin, 38th year head coach of Florida State. A 1-2 on Luke. Just missed. Maybe high.
Look at the frame here by Blake Logan trying to get his pitcher strike 3. Pulls it down just a hair, but that was a touch high.
Well, and Luke sold it well by crouching a little bit too. Walls at second. Pitch number 8 is up and out. 3-2 on Jackson Luke. Florida State dispatched Tennessee Tech 5-3 in our first game today that was stalled by rain, 2 hours, 25 minutes. And Quincy Naporti hoping for an opportunity to build on a 4-hit regional for him already. Another foul ball from Luke. You'll see a 10th pitch.
And this is not a pitch you're just going to split the plate with. Quincy Naporti on deck doesn't run extremely well. If you walk Jackson Luke, you set up the double play. So I'd be surprised if Davis Daniel splits the plate with a fastball right here.
That is, if he hits his spot. 3-2 to Luke. Oh, he got a pitch to hit. Flies it to left field. Gillikin can't find it, and it's foul. There's a reason he couldn't find it. It was out of the field of play.
But if you look up at this sky right now, there's some spots that shadow the baseball. And I played in the Metrodome up in Minneapolis enough years to know when you look up and can't find it immediately and the ball kind of has the color of the sky, it is almost impossible to relocate it if you don't see it right off the bat. We always used to practice watching it from the minute it takes off from the bat. And if you don't, looking up in that high sky, they'd call it, it's tough to pick it up. So now you see Sam Gillikin, his 11th start of the year, telling people he needs help if the ball goes up in the air.
It's got to be an uncomfortable feeling. 3-2. To left field, Gillikin back on it, and he's got it for out number 2. The ball found him right after the ball that he couldn't see, and Gillikin played it well to finish off Luke in the longest at bat of the regional. Here's the defense for Auburn as the sweat beads begin on Gillikin. Todd in center, Estes in right, the former infielder. Anthony Holland Jarvis, who was spectacular yesterday. Then Daniel Robert and Blake Logan, the catcher, for Davis Daniel.
Will Holland took over for shortstop for the Auburn Tigers in week 7, game number 1 against Mississippi State. Moved Luke Jarvis from short to second base, moved Jay Estes from second base out to right field.
Walls at second, 2 down. Quincy Naporti for the Pfister foul to open this at bat.
And this Auburn defense is much improved from 2016. They were 14th out of 14 teams in the SEC defensively last year with 85 errors. They've cut that to 25 less this year, 6th in the SEC. Biggest improvement Coach Butch Thompson has made on this Auburn team is their defense.
Walls at second. And Davis Daniel, the freshman, trying to soak up some innings as the 3rd starter for Auburn. The Tigers, who are now 19-8 when Thompson or Mize start, hoping to pick up a win in one of these 2 games when the 2 aces are not on the mound. Daniel agrees with his catcher, Logan. Ball and a strike. Ball 2. Those are very good numbers for Naporti, about 125 points better on the batting average with runners in scoring position than overall this year.
We've seen Naporti pop 3 balls between the 2 between the third baseman and the shortstop, and 1 over the shortstop's head to the left side for base hits. Late on that pitch. And we've also seen Naporti swing at that elevated fastball, and in 2-2. I'm sure Auburn's been paying attention to that.
Quincy Naporti, 2nd team All-ACC this year. All-regional team last year for Florida State. Walls at second, 2 out. Pitch number 23 of the first inning for the freshman Davis Daniel. Auburn got a run in the top of the first without the benefit of a hit. Regional final, game 6 of the regional. Auburn trying to do in the 1 seed. 2-2 to Naporti. Struck through the right side. Estes up with it. Walls around third. He is safe, and Florida State ties the game. Quincy Naporti with RBI number 72.
Quincy Naporti, in between all these strikeouts, has had a knack for getting the key base hits, like we talked about. 2 base hits to left between third and short, and now this one, a base hit to right field. Scores the first one for Florida State with 2 outs, and these 2 out base hits are hard to come by. Great job by Quincy Naporti driving that ball to right field for Florida State's first run.
Number 35, Cal.
So the Seminoles get an unearned run because of the double play that wasn't to be, as Holland dragged his foot near the bag but not on it. And Cal Raleigh with a runner at first and 2 down, and a 1-1 tie here in Tallahassee. Strike 1 to Raleigh, the switch hitter going left. We will see as the night goes on how Florida State's sea legs are, considering they've already played 1 game today. That hits the runner, and he is out. Naporti gets drilled by Raleigh. 2 unearned runs in the first inning, and if this is any sign of what the game's going to be like, you better stick around.
Well, good thing for Cal Raleigh. That is a base hit, but bad news for Florida State. That's the 3rd out in the first inning. 1-1 tie after 1.
Quincy Naporti, target practice in the first inning for Florida State. Cal Raleigh a base hit, but he hit Naporti in the baseline, so Naporti is out. And that is a big guy getting a conversation with Mike Martin.
Well, Quincy's a little mad at himself, but I don't think there's a whole lot he could do. That is real close to the hitter, and a bullet by Cal Raleigh, and Quincy had nowhere to go.
Here's Gillikin to take a strike. As a runner, what can you do there except slam on the brakes, right?
You can try to jump, but you haven't seen even that, where the ball takes the hop as you're jumping and still hits the guy. It happens occasionally, but again, Cal gets a base hit out of it, but ends up being the 3rd out of the inning.
So in a regional in which the highest run total for a winning team was 7, coming into this game, we have a run for each team in the first inning. There's a fly ball left-hand side and foul by Gillikin. You get the feeling, because of the thinned-out pitching, that this may be a high-scoring regional final game number 6.
Based on theory that the pitching has started to get a little thin, you would expect that, but pitchers have a knack to do more than they're capable of even doing, and the adrenaline can carry them through. We'd all like to think that every start you have, you get out there and you give 120%, but I've always cited my buddy Jeff Cirillo, who said that we're not robots out here, we're humans, and a lot of times, you know, you struggle to get into these games, but for the regionals and toward the end of every season, whether it's college or pro, you can definitely lock in and use all that middle energy to your advantage.
Outside 2-2 on Gillikin from Carp, who threw just 10 pitches to 5 batters in the first inning, which suggests that Auburn thinks that swinging early might be a good idea tonight.
Typically, as a pitcher, and you heard us, Casey Mize, say last night, they don't like to show their off-speed stuff the first time through the lineup. A lot of fastballs early, and Auburn knows that, and jumping on these fastballs from Carp.
Base hit for Gillikin. First hit for Auburn is a leadoff single in the second inning. And how about Sam Gillikin with 3 hits in the regional? in just 41 at-bats for the year.
Auburn was looking for a left fielder. They put McGuffin out there for 30 starts. Jeremy Johnson's played out there for 12. Bo Decker's been out there. But right here, Gillikin with another base hit in this regional. Played very well for Auburn in these last couple games.
So now, the senior out of Lake Brantley High here in Florida, Damon Hecker for Auburn, takes ball number 1. 60 at-bats this year for Hecker, 14 out of 60. 4 doubles, 10 RBIs. He has walked 14 times compared to 9 strikeouts. Hecker runs the count to 2-0.
Damon Hecker can swing it. This is only his 20th start. Had a game number 62 for Auburn, but only hitting .233, but that's attributed just for the lack of at-bats. But Damon Hecker can swing it.
In the air, shallow outfield. Walls fading with the ball for out number 1. Walls didn't exactly have that ball squared up, but he made the play.
The shortstop runs all the way to right center to make that play. Wow. Good job by Taylor Walls tracking that ball down.
Catcher, number 1, Blake Logan.
Probably wondering where all his other guys are at. Taylor Walls running all the way out there to right center. Matt Henderson goes ahead and covers second base for him. And nice play by Taylor Walls in right center.
1 on, 1 out for Logan, the catcher for Auburn, who's down to 8 in the order for this game. And no movement from Gillikin at first. These catchers have got to be winded, especially Raleigh, who's played 4 games now.
We've made comments about these catchers already. They get beat up. They have to squat for 3 hours. Not many of us would want to do that. And in addition, Cal Raleigh just caught 9 innings earlier today, and here he is. Later today, you have a lot of respect for those guys behind the plate.
It's a much more reasonable temperature right now. It's 75 degrees or so. Heat index is pretty small in Tallahassee at this moment, which is good news because at the beginning of the first 2 days, you could bake.
Yes, very mild day today. Very nice night tonight here in Tallahassee.
And a check on Gillikin. Senior catcher out of Muscle Shoals, Blake Logan, who started 98 games the last 2 seasons, primary catcher this year. That's a bullet for a strike from the sophomore Carp. Auburn is a dangerous team for a possible super regional with the top 2 starters, Keegan Thompson and Casey Mize. Florida State doesn't have to face them here as that ball goes clanging back to the backstop, and Gillikin to second on the wild pitch.
Andrew Carp had a funky grip on that ball right there and just spiked it in the dirt, allowing Sam Gillikin to get over to second base. No chance there by Cal Raleigh to block that ball. Gillikin cruises on into second.
Going from island to island, Gillikin. And Logan with a 2-2 count.
I've been waiting 3 games for you to say that.
2-2. That's down low, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Next, we're going to hear about the skipper, or the professor too.
We already talked about Butch Thompson.
Who's the professor out there?
Maybe Brad Bohannon. 3-2. Line drive over first. Logan sends it to right field. Gillikin around third to score. Auburn's back on the board. 2-1 Tigers.
Well, when we're talking about catchers, Blake Logan's doing the job behind the plate for Auburn, but how about that base hit to right field? Blake Logan with a bullet to right to put Auburn ahead 2-1. Stays back on that outside pitch and drives it into right field, just over the leap of the tall Drew Mendoza. Tyler Holton gets the ball back in, but the second run for Auburn across the plate with Will Holland, the 9-hole hitter, up. Will Holland's been hot.
Big home run for Auburn in game number 1 of this regional. Holland in the 8th inning with 1 out against UCF. 3-run homer turned a 4-1 game into a 7-1 game. Then UCF scored 3 times in the last 2 innings to close the gap, so that was a huge hit for the Auburn Tigers. As the Georgia native, the freshman Holland batting 9th. As Logan at first. Holland up the middle. Walls picks it up and throws for the double play. Florida State turns 2 in a key time to thwart the Auburn rally.
Well, Will Holland hit it hard up the middle, but Taylor Walls gloves it, takes it himself, and makes an accurate throw to first base. 2-1 Auburn after an inning and a half.
Back to the former home of Buster Posey, J.D. Drew, among others. Florida State University, the Seminoles trailing Auburn 2-1. College of Frank Thomas, Bo Jackson, David Ross, Tim Hudson, among others. Storied programs getting together in a regional final. Florida State needs to win this game and then win what would then be a forced game 7 tomorrow to get to the Super Regional. And the winner of this region faces the winner of the Lubbock Regional. Mendoza stabs a bunt in the air and fouls it away.
How about Drew Mendoza after hitting a bomb to right field earlier today, squares around a bunt to try to get on base. Drew was the top-rated high school player in the country that actually ended up going to college. Number 1 overall shortstop from Mineola, Florida. He's playing first base for the Seminoles this year as a freshman, but they like him on the left side of the infield.
He rolls this one through the right side, base hit to the right of second base. Mendoza with his 4th hit of the regional. All those batted balls that found gloves for both of these teams are now finding grass.
Well, another reason I don't really love the shift right here. Luke Jarvis is shaded to his left and in the grass, and Drew Mendoza hits it where we saw Luke Jarvis made a couple of nice plays last night. You never know where those hitters are going to hit the ball, and it all is dictated on where the pitch is, and just assume everybody play normal.
Henderson has been rather abnormal for Florida State. He has reached base 9 straight times. If you include the reached on error in yesterday's game, which he was on base.
Well, we talked about him earlier. He just sees the ball quicker than everybody else out of the pitcher's hand. Watch when he takes on balls, he doesn't even flinch. Except right there, he's trying to bunt. But typically when Matt Henderson takes a pitch, he's already determined if it's a ball or a strike right out of the pitcher's hand.
Three walks, hit by pitch of the regional. Mendoza at first, and that's a strike called. He turned away, cocked his head as if to say, I don't know. 2-1.
Quality pitch by Davis Daniel there on a 2-0 pitch. Matt Henderson was probably taking anyway with no outs.
Two 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, for Auburn, we told you about Thompson and Mize, but the bullpen has only been used for 1 inning.
And that was Cole Lipscomb. That was their save leader. So you're right. They haven't used anybody out of the pen, which is an advantage for Auburn for sure.
Florida State in game 1 of the day used Bird for 2 2/3 and Carlton for 2. 2-2 pitch. And Florida State has really done a number early on the pitch count of the freshman Davis Daniel. 33 pitches to batter number 7 now.
Talking about Auburn's bullpen, they got Gabe Klobosits down there, Ryan Watson with 21 appearances, Andrew Mitchell, Corey Herndon. They've got plenty of guys down there, plenty of arms left for Auburn.
2-2. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. When in this game do you think Florida State would start to feel the effects of playing a first game?
Well, it would probably be later in this game, of course, but Andrew Carp's doing a good job of getting Auburn. Although he's given up 2 runs, he's getting out of innings fairly quickly. As this game drags on, if Andrew Carp will start walking people or they start kicking the ball around, that's when they'd feel the effects of already having played a 9-inning game.
Third base side, and Anthony couldn't get there, though he gave it a game effort.
Tough play for Josh Anthony, but I've seen that guy make some great plays at third base. Junior college transfer. Had obscene offensive numbers in junior college, did Josh Anthony over the last couple of years. He's trying to find the fence. Had an outside chance of making that play, but once he looked down to find the fence, he lost track of the ball.
Mendoza at first, 3-2. That's ball 4. Henderson's on a 10th time in a row, and Florida State has 2 aboard for Holton.
Matt Henderson on base for the 10th time in a row. Again, Matt Henderson has a great idea of the strike zone. Doing a great job for Florida State at the bottom of this order. Senior switch hitter.
He's on. Mendoza ahead of him. And now Holton, the two-way player, who's still hitless in the regional, but threw a complete game yesterday. So he's done his work. Maybe a bunt here.
It's always hard to tell when you're in the bottom of the lineup. Usually don't bunt to get to your 9-hole guy, but J.C. Flowers has been swinging the bat pretty well, and Tyler Holton pitched a complete game yesterday, so he can do just about anything you ask him to do.
He does show bunt to foul it away, strike 1. So Holton is showing bunt, the sophomore at a Lincoln High here in Tallahassee. Now he swings away, it's 0-2.
Take a look at Tyler Holton's bunting form. He gets in position, he's bending his legs, and he kind of punches at it. It's kind of the opposite when you're trying to bunt, you want to catch that ball and kind of give with the ball, but definitely keep your eye level at the barrel of the bat. Keep the barrel tilted a little bit in case you foul it back. It doesn't go straight up in the air. Good setup there by Tyler Holton. He just punched at it at the last second.
That handcuffed Logan. He might have gotten crossed up. Mendoza to third, Henderson to second. I don't know, they were on the same page with the signal there, Todd.
That was definitely a cross-up right there. And Davis Daniel pumps a fastball in there when Blake Logan's expecting an off-speed, judging by the way he held his glove, thinking it was going to break low, and just gets away from Blake Logan, allowing the runners to advance.
So it's a pass ball on Logan.
And that's something that Butch Thompson can't stand for, and that's why he's immediately called timeout. We're in game over 60 baseball games this season. We ought to have the signals, guys. That's what Butch Thompson's message will be.
Andrew Mitchell's already walking to the bullpen along with Cole Lipscomb for Auburn. Butch Thompson, second-year head coach for Auburn. He has effected quite the change for the Auburn Tigers into a regional after missing the postseason last year. They were 23-33 last season. They've already won 37 games this year. They're undefeated in this regional. And they lead 2-1 here in the second inning.
Let's take a look again and see if we can see if Blake Logan's calling a curveball here. You see fastball call on a 1. That's a shake, then a 2. We don't know the signs from Auburn, but we saw a slider pitch and a curveball. But the reaction by Blake Logan is what I'm seeing. Wanting it low and thinking he's going to have to catch a curveball. He turns his glove over and the fastball just gets right by him.
Yeah, when he put the glove down on the dirt is the signal that you're saying.
Keep it low.
That he thought it was going to be a curveball.
That's right, and on an 0-2 pitch, you don't want to split the plate with it. Get it in the dirt. Blake Logan was prepared to block that baseball. And
the 2-2. Logan goes through his signs. Holt in the batter. Henderson at second. Mendoza at third. 2-2. Breaking ball. Oh, just missed.
that's definitely a pitch Davis Daniel wants. Right on the outside corner. Comes back again. Keep in mind the camera angle. If you were to put it right behind the pitcher, the ball would actually be a little more outside than it looks. So he probably missed the outside corner of the plate. Great take there by Tyler Holt.
All weekend, though, we've seen that go as a strike. Different umpire behind the plate, though.
The umpires are definitely getting a few inches off the outside corner, and I wouldn't have complained if I was Davis Daniel if I got that strike, but he certainly wanted it in a big spot right here. Still no outs.
So on 41 pitches, second and third. That ball's ripped over second. Florida State gets a hit from Holton. Mendoza's home. Henderson coming to the plate. The throw is not in time. Two-run hit for Holton. 3-2 Seminoles.
I'm starting to believe, Jason, that Tyler Holton is Superman. We watched him pitch a gem of a baseball game yesterday, and here he is in a big spot for his team, drilling a single to right center field, scoring 2 for Florida State, put him up at 1. Will Holland with the cut and the bullet to home plate, but not in time. And Florida State takes the 3-2 lead.
Eight batters, 5 hits, and a bunt jabbed foul by Flowers. This is one of those situations where, yeah, you might want the runner at second base, but the rally is pulsating. So a bunt would give some confidence to Daniel, wouldn't you think?
Look, we start talking about the bunt conversation. I'm not a proponent of ever bunting, especially early in the game.
You got the wrong guy next to you for point counterpoint there.
Not to mention, like you just said, you've got a rally going. Let's keep swinging the bat. J.C. Flowers has been swinging a hot bat. Let's keep it rolling. I want to give up an out here early. And the way this game has gone already, you can reasonably assume that it's going to be a high-scoring game, and 1 run is not going to make the difference. And here comes Butch Thompson, seemingly to make a move here in the bottom of the second.
That is a very early hook for Davis Daniel. 1 inning plus 3 batters. 5 hits, 1 walk. Cole Lipscomb out of the bullpen early for Auburn. 3-2 Florida State, second inning. Auburn's advantage coming into this game was both being 2-0 and having a little used bullpen, but they go into the relievers early with Cole Lipscomb here in the second inning, nobody out.
Cole Lipscomb, good year. Only 11 walks and 47 in the third. 3.42. He is Auburn's go-to guy to the pen. Typically, though, it's in the 8th and 9th. Here he is in the second inning. I guess we could all assume that Coach Butch Thompson's going to want Cole Lipscomb to go a little while longer than he's used to in this game.
And the question, too, is with 42 pitches, the ledger for Davis Daniel, is Butch Thompson going to make him available for a possible Game 7 tomorrow?
And that's a good thought, and probably why he cut him a little early. He threw, 46 pitches in this game, and Cole Lipscomb isn't going to light the world on fire. He's 86 to 90, fastball slider change. A lot of off speed coming from this big body Cole Lipscomb. Slider is his best pitch.
So Holt knocks out Daniel with the 2-run single eventually, though we did see a first pitch to Flowers that was bunted foul. See if Flowers still has the bunt in mind. He does. And he jabs it down back to the mound. Lipscomb to second. No out there. Everybody's safe. Sacrifice, fielder's choice, E1, the scoring on it.
And that's another example of almost forcing the play. That ball was bunted hard back at Cole, but he's moving off to his left side and having to turn around and throw a bullet to second base and Will Holland. And the number one thing you learn when you're fielding bunts is to get in out and take your time. And in that particular case, it would have been a great play by Cole Lipscomb to get the lead runner, but I'm sure Butch Thompson would tell you he would love just to have gotten the out at first. Unless it's hit bunted directly back at you, go ahead and take the easy out at first base.
2 on, nobody out. Another bunt, this time by Walls, third base side. Anthony on the run, just got him.
Excellent job there by Josh Anthony. His job is to stay at home because there's a runner at second. That's Cole Lipscomb's bunt responsibility. But when he sees that Cole's not going to be able to get it, Josh Anthony comes in and makes the play. And great job by Josh reacting to that baseball.
Jarvis found that bag late, too.
A hard thing to do if you're a second baseman as well, because you're in double play depth and you're closer to second base than you are to first. And when you see that hitter square around, you've got to sprint from almost the second base bag all the way to the first base bag. A long run for Luke Jarvis to make that play.
Second and third, 1 out for Busby. And Florida State is willing to swing against Lipscomb early. They were taking quite a few pitches against Davis Daniel. Tall right-hander, the junior Dylan Busby. 2 on, 1 out. And that ball is hammered deep left field. Oh my, a big 3-run homer.
Book on Cole Lipscomb is a lot of sliders, and Dylan Busby knows that. Cole Lipscomb's supposed to hit the outside corner, but he leaves it out over the middle of the plate, and Dylan Busby crushes that ball to left field over the scoreboard. And loved what he just did because he didn't move. Watch Dylan Busby power that ball out to left field and just stand and watch. That ball was hammered to left field for the 6-2 lead, Florida State.
That ball has its own parking space here in Tallahassee. And the curtain call for Busby. So Auburn with 2 of the best pitchers in the country to get him here. And how do you get across the finish line? Ball 3 to Jackson Luke. got under this one. Still carries pretty well out to center, and Jonah Todd for out number 2.
Well, anybody that knows this Auburn Tiger baseball team will tell you they are set up to beat anybody in the country in a super regional 2 out of 3 games. But in these regionals, when you've got to play 3, maybe 4 games,
Number 29.
the pitching depth, just about anybody, but for Auburn, gets real thin after their 2 aces in Casey Mize and Keegan Thompson.
Two down, bases empty. Quincy Naporti, the batter. Smoke to center field. Florida State, with all the offensive potholes that we've seen in this regional so far, has thwacked the ball all over the yard in the first 2 innings tonight.
I think if you're Auburn and you're Butch Thompson, you know this is going to be a higher scoring baseball game. A run has been scored in the top and bottom of the first, and here at top and bottom of the second. So a lot of runs are going to be scored in this game. Even though it seems to be unwinding and out of hand right now, you're still only down by 4, and Auburn can catch that lead. But you got to cut the damage right here with 2 outs. Cal Raleigh, the only guy not to have hit in this inning.
9th batter, Raleigh singled to right in the first, off of Quincy Naporti. Never made it to right field, but it was bound for right. That ended the inning. So, Auburn's got 5 outs in this game. One was a sacrifice bunt, and one was a ball that pelted a Florida State base runner.
And this is the type of stuff that can happen. Going back to the bunt, back to Cole Lipscomb. Not that he made the wrong decision, but he made a bad throw just based on the fact that he was leaning to his left. And when you don't get outs on bunts, it unravels on you real quick.
Two errors in the first 2 innings for Auburn, and they're worth at least 2 runs. Remember the 1 error on the double play possibility in the first inning, hit by Dylan Busby. Holland wasn't given the out at second. And there's strike 3. Lipscomb goes off speed to take down Raleigh, but Florida State picks up 5 runs in the inning. 6-2 at the end of 2.
Dylan Busby with the bomb to left field for Florida State, giving this whole stadium new life. 6-2 Florida State after 2.
While we were away, Butch Thompson gathered his team and got after it pretty good with the Auburn Tigers, who are trailing 6-2. And if you read lips, one of the phrases in there was respect the game. Second-year head coach wants it badly to get to the Super Regional round. Well, he told us before game number 1 that he would be in favor of shortened baseball games because of the way his, maybe not necessarily because of the way his bullpen stacks up, but it would definitely favor his team. The shorter the game, the better. But tonight, he might need some innings to pick up some runs as his Tigers are down 6-2 after 2 in an elimination game for Florida State, but not for Auburn.
Well, what was Auburn's biggest problem last year has become their asset this year. They've played outstanding defense up till tonight. Tonight already made 2 errors.
Todd reached on the error by Walls for Florida State in the first. And now Carp can breathe a little bit too. He was down early in this game. Both 1-0 and 2-1. We'll see how much of a strike thrower he can be up for. Down the left field line, an arching foul from Jonah Todd, 2-2.
Well, and I'm sure, as you saw the meeting with Butch Thompson, even though there were a few choice words in there and he was pretty hot, Part of the conversation is, look, guys, it's only the third inning. We've got a long way to go, and we can score runs. So stay in it, regroup. And they've got the top of the lineup here with Jonah Todd, one of the best hitters in the country.
Slashed hit foul. Bunch of one seeds, by the way, Todd, are in action right now, and a couple are in trouble. Bethune-Cookman's leading Florida 3-2 in the 8th inning in that regional final game. Bethune-Cookman trying to push it to a Game 7. Davidson's up 2-1 on North Carolina in the bottom of the 6th, and that would knock Carolina out if Davidson won.
Incredible.
Strike 3, Jonah Todd rarely expands the zone like that. One down. What a tournament it's been so far.
You can draw your own conclusions on these games, but Florida State already playing a game today. Hot and ready to go, and Auburn sitting around all day waiting for this game tonight. Seems to be having a positive effect on Florida State and a negative one on Auburn.
Florida State's been in game mode for 8.5 hours now.
You see it time and time again, especially in the big leagues. Some of the better teams that clinch divisions earlier seem to fade pretty quickly in the playoffs. Those that have to fight seem to do better.
Strike given. The breaking ball to Jarvis, 1-2. Other one seeds playing right now include Kentucky and its own regional, up 4-3 on NC State, and Louisville's trailing Xavier 4-3 in the 6th. As you see, scroll along. Carp with a very quick inning to hand out number 2 to Auburn. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Andrew Carp has been very sharp tonight. Watch right there, that ball just falling out of the zone. Striking out the 1 and 2 hole hitters for Auburn, Jonah Todd, and now Luke Jarvis. Seems to be gaining a little confidence with a 4-run lead.
Robert to left field down the line. Luke has to play it on a hop off the wall. So Daniel Robert throttles down into second base. A 2-out double for Auburn's 3rd hit.
I like this swing by the big guy, Daniel Robert. He keeps everything still. He's real quick. Not much movement there with his swing, and takes the ball the other way. It's a 2-out double for Auburn.
11th double of the year for Robert. And Auburn trying to chip away with Estes now at the plate after his sacrifice fly in the 1st inning. If you're Auburn, at the very least, you'd like to force Florida State deeper into the bullpen. If you're going to have to play a Game 7 tomorrow, exhaust some of those arms as well. Because, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, the currency right now is pitchers.
We said that from the first game on. I mean, the biggest difference in these tournaments becomes depth, and depth in the bullpen. And certainly Auburn's starters, Mize and Keegan, have set them up, but they're in trouble in Game 3.
I think Carp just said, "I can't see," to Raleigh behind the plate. And you see Raleigh has the fingers colored up there to try to help with the signs he's giving to Carp, but I don't think Carp can see the signs as it stands right now.
Well, that's what they're discussing, and a lot of times you'll see catchers, paint their fingers or tape their fingers up so they've got a better indication on what's coming. We've always seen one cross up tonight by Auburn.
He knows what he's going to throw after the discussion. And 1-1 on Estes. So Robert at second, 2 down. Now you see the fingers like they're chalked up. For Raleigh. Ball's labeled to left field into the corner. That's a fair ball for Estes. The doubles leader for Auburn pastes one to left, and it's 6-3 here in the third.
And that's the message we were talking about. This is going to be a high-scoring game. Don't panic because you're down in the count. Auburn with their third run across with Jay Estes, who's been hot in this tournament. Just whips that ball into left field with Daniel Roberts standing on second base. 2 doubles in a row for Auburn, and they're only down 6-3 now.
So Jay Estes, who's now 5 for 6 in the regional, stands at second, and Anthony the batter to take a breaking ball 1.
You better be careful with Josh Anthony. The numbers don't show it, but the last 2 years in junior college, he was ridiculous. One of the best junior college hitters in the country. Josh Anthony can lose it in a hurry.
Outside 2-0. Sophomore Andrew Carp, 4th starter deployed by Florida State in this regional. It would take a 5th game for Florida State tomorrow to win it. Anthony hits it to right center field. Flowers is there for out number 3. Thought for a moment he never found it. He did, and Auburn is short-circuited after the RBI double from Estes. 6-3 after 2.5. Here is the bracket for the regional we feed into. Winner of this regional goes to face the winner of the Lubbock Regional. Sam Houston State would need to win back-to-back games against Texas Tech, and they are at least a portion of the way there. Up 5-2 on the Red Raiders in the bottom of the 6th in lovely Lubbock as it stands right now. Arizona eliminated, so both teams in the championship series in Omaha last year are done for the year. Coastal Carolina didn't make the postseason tournament. Arizona knocked out in that regional.
Sam Houston State showing a little pop. Texas Tech over there in Lubbock can really swing the bats.
We saw them earlier this year against TCU and
pounded them.
With the last 2 games of that series.
Absolutely. Tim Tadlock does a fantastic job there in Lubbock, and Texas Tech has made the College World Series 2 of the last 3 years.
They have 7 hitters at 300 or better in their starting lineup tonight. 7 hitters for Texas Tech.
They can go.
3-0 on Mendoza as Auburn starts the comeback, but they've got to keep Florida State right here, and that's not going to help. Leadoff walk for Mendoza here in the 3rd.
Second baseman, number 24, Matt Henderson.
Texas Tech had Ryan Shedder starting this game against Sam Houston State. He went just 3 1/3, so Tim Tadlock has gone into the bullpen early in Lubbock. Trying to stave off a win-or-go-home game 7 tomorrow. Henderson's been on base 10 straight times. And Logan's going to go talk to Lipscomb, who's thrown 5 straight out of the zone after striking out Raleigh to end the 2nd inning.
Yeah, as a coach, whether you're a pitching coach or a head coach, you don't mind the other team beating you, but don't walk them around the bases. Don't give them free passes. And right here, Cole Lipscomb has struggled to find the zone.
There's a strike into Henderson. By the way, other 1 seeds tonight, you may see the scores scrolling around. Davidson trying to knock North Carolina out, up 2-1 in the 7th. Kentucky out of the SEC has had to fight and scratch in that regional, but leading NC State 6-3 in the 6th. And Auburn's pitchers, after Thompson and Mize were laser sharp in the first 2 games for 17 innings, have not been consistent so far tonight.
There's nobody in the country who would want to face Auburn in a super regional, the best 2 out of 3. But in these regionals, you have to win 3 games to win the tournament. A lot of teams get really thin after their first starter and second, but in Auburn's case, they're one of the best in the country with those 2 guys on the hill.
which, by the way, shows exactly how amazing it was what Tennessee Tech did in this regional. They hung around for 3 full games to the final bell.
And UCF, the UCF Knights, Coach Greg Lovelady, they had some outstanding arms. Great baseball team. Just drew Tyler Holton and drew Keegan Thompson. Those are 2 bad draws for anybody.
Strike 3, Henderson wiped away by Lipscomb. For the first time in 11 trips to the plate that Henderson makes an out.
Right fielder, number 14, Tyler Holton.
Big strikeout for Cole Lipscomb here. Just a fastball low and in. Caught Matt Henderson looking for that slider and just blows it right by him. Saw Matt Henderson kind of fall off and stay a little unbalanced on that last swing, which is uncharacteristic of him.
Holton, strike 1. Florida State Seminoles, winners of the ACC tournament, and almost, maybe most impressively, is how much energy the fans still have after sitting through a rain delay of 2.5 hours, and they're back in full throat for game number 2. And you can hear them rain the booze down on that strike call. The Seminole fans are loving life right now, hoping they can force Auburn into a game 7 as the Tigers did force a final game 20 years ago on this field. 2-strike pop-up for Holton, and Jarvis makes the catch for out number 2.
Center fielder, number 8, J.C. Flowers.
So here's Flowers. Just when you think you have college baseball sized up, right? Just when you think you know what's about to happen in one of these regionals, it flips very quickly.
It's incredible. And what keeps ringing in my ears is what Mike Martin told us, and he cited the Florida State's been around the country. They played Pacific 4 games this year, and 1 game they won by 1 run, and 2 of the other games they only won by 2. And he cited the fact that, look, there's just so much parity. And from him, having coached for 38 years, said this is the most he's seen in terms of parity in the country in his 38 years of coaching. A lot of great baseball teams, a lot of great coaches, a lot of great stadiums in college baseball.
Field is named after him. I don't know if he wants that baseball. He can have his pick of the litter here in Tallahassee. Strike 3, Lipscomb. Nice comeback in the inning after a leadoff 4-pitch walk. To the 4th we go. Auburn trailing by 3 against Florida State. If Auburn wins, the Tigers go to the Super Regional. I mentioned that series here 20 years ago to go to Omaha. Tim Hudson threw the final game against the Seminoles, and there he is enjoying the festivities. Tim Hudson, a couple of years at Auburn, and a World Series champion as well. Long-time Major Leaguer, 17 seasons in the bigs.
Faced Tim Hudson a few times in my career. Electric fastball at 96, 97. He commanded inside and out, and a dirty little curveball and changeup.
Ball and a strike on Gillikin, who singled and scored in the 2nd inning. Todd Walker, I'm seeing 9 for 24 against Tim Hudson.
Is there a home run in there somewhere?
There is a home run in there somewhere, yeah.
ALDS Game 1 out in Oakland, playing with the Red Sox.
By the way, you knew the answer to that question. Is there a home run in there somewhere? 2 balls,
Very proud of him. Very proud of any time he took a guy deep that was that good. By the way, my good buddy Scott Sullivan is here today as well. Former Auburn pitcher, pitched for Cincinnati. We were teammates with the Cincinnati Reds. Signed writing Scott Sullivan. Star power here in Tallahassee. And then Jason Benetti. Got them all here tonight.
Thanks, Todd. 3-2 on Gillikin. Tipped foul. Raleigh couldn't hang on. Three balls, two strikes. Outside, ball four. Gillikin with a leadoff walk in the fourth inning.
Cole Lipscomb starts off the third inning with a walk.
Number 6.
And then
Damon
now
Tucker.
Andrew Carp starts off this inning with a walk. And if you're either coach on either team, that is a no-no. Especially if you've got a 3-run lead. Florida State, Mike Martin, put it in there, let Auburn earn it.
Now Hecker, who gets the start at DH in this game and takes a strike. A lot of time left in this game for the Auburn Tigers. We're trying to make their way to the Super Regionals. They would face either Sam Houston State or Texas Tech. Sam, as they are affectionately known, leading Texas Tech 5-3 in the 7th inning, trying to force a Game 7. Florida State's bullpen has started to get loose. Jim Boyles, senior right-hander, tuning up. Hecker couldn't pull the trigger on the breaking ball. 2-2.
Jim Boyles down there in the bullpen has a twin brother on this team as well, Ed Boyles. Big old boys.
Stilty right-hander.
Twin towers.
In the dirt and throw to second base. They've got him. Gillikin didn't read it well. Raleigh recovered and apprehended him one away.
That is a dagger if you're an Auburn Tiger fan. Down by 3. Sam Gillikin takes off on the ball in the dirt, but what a job by Cal Raleigh to scoop out in front. Didn't even lose the ball. It was in his glove and just throws a perfect strike there to Taylor Walls.
You know, Todd, I think it was behind the shoe of the batter. I don't think Gillikin ever saw that.
Never saw it. And if you're a runner in Gillikin's defense, we were always taught if you see ball in the dirt, you take off. A lot of managers like doing that because it's too difficult for that catcher to get his whereabouts and throw a perfect strike. But right there, Cal Raleigh knew exactly where he was going and gunned him out by 5 feet.
Three and two for Hecker. Nobody on, one out, and there is ball 4.
Two walks in this inning by Andrew Carp. A little good fortune by getting the first out on Sam Gillikin, but struggling in this inning nonetheless, up by 3.
Catcher, number 1, Blake Logan.
Two batters in this inning have seen 14 pitches. So, Boyles continues his action in the bullpen. Florida State's going to have to soak up some innings tonight, too. We've talked about Auburn's bullpen situation, but Florida State still has 17 outs to get in this game.
This is game number 4 for Florida State. Blake Logan coming to the plate. And with Andrew Carp struggling like he is, I got to believe Blake has to take a strike here. Down by 3. Let him self-implode if he's going to do it. Make him prove to you he can throw strikes.
Ball and no strikes from Carp. Up high, 2-0. Well, the Auburn Tigers this year 265 walks. That was in the top half of the SEC in terms of walks by batters, 4th most in the conference, so they can be patient. I think Mike Martin said, control yourself. ESPN Networks bring you every game on the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage all weekend. ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC Network right here on ESPN3. Whip around coverage also available through ESPN3 and the Bases Loaded channel. All games are available on the ESPN app. What a day it's been all over college baseball. 1 seeds on the fringe. Florida's trailing now 6-2. Florida State trying to hang on here. Your Bayou Bengals have a 3-0 lead on Rice in the 3rd inning at Alex Box. And Davidson up on Carolina going to the 8th. Called a strike. If you're Logan, you cannot be happy with that call.
I'm not sure Jake Uhlenhop can give that call to Andrew Carp after walking 2 guys and going 2-0 on Blake Logan. That is definitely up and inside, and those strikes are usually earned, and right now Andrew Carp struggling to find the zone.
But then there, with the strike given up in the zone, Logan has to think about that 2-1 pitch, which was up as well.
Up and inside.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Logan. Holland on deck. Auburn trying to fight back after a 5-run Florida State inning. Logan strikes out, 2 down.
Great pitch by there by Andrew Carp, all dictated by that 2-0 fastball that he got called a strike. Gets Blake Logan to check swing on the 2-1. And then right there, just a buried slider on the outside corner. Blake Logan misses that by a lot. A nice little spin action there from Andrew Carp for out number 2.
Ball 1 on Holland. Strike called. And if you're thinking about just the volume of umpires you have to have for a regional setup like this, there's 16 regionals across the country, 7 umpires at each site, so you can have alternates. That's 112 umpires doing the job around the country as it stands right now. That's a lot of guys.
Did Drew give you that, or did you do the math by yourself?
You know what? I had just gotten my abacus out and started doing the numbers about an inning ago and just came to the result. Yeah.
Good for you.
It was a process, but I appreciate the confidence. Up and in, 3-1 on Holland. Hecker at first, 2 down.
And they had an umpire delay today.
They did. Fort Worth is the capital of all delays here in college baseball this weekend. They had a whole day of games washed out, and then they had an umpire get fatigued during the Dallas Baptist Central Connecticut game today. So there's about a 10-minute delay. 3-2, by the way, they were in a delay again, so there's a 10 o'clock Eastern start time for TCU and Virginia. That's game number 4 of that regional. They still have 2 to play tomorrow and a possible final on Tuesday. That is, if Mother Nature gets out her pennant in Fort Worth and starts to become a baseball fan. 3-2 to Holland. Breaking ball hit in the air to left field, and an atom ball to Luke. 1 picked off the base path, 1 strikeout, 1 fly out, inning over. 6-3 Florida State after 3.5. A schedule that's been pushed back a little bit by a 2-hour, 25-minute rain delay. We were roughly an hour 10 late for game number 2 of the day, featuring these 2 teams, the Auburn Tigers, who win and they're into the Super Regional, and the Florida State Seminoles, who need to win to force a Game 7 tomorrow.
How about Bethune-Cookman up 6-2 down in Gainesville against Florida.
9th inning.
Wow.
Bethune knocked out USF earlier today. Hit in the air first base side. Daniel Robert, the big first baseman for Auburn, who may need some bleach after the day. Out number 1. Yep. Detergent City.
Third baseman.
One down,
number
but
28,
Dylan Busby,
Dylan Busby.
who last time up just crushed the ball.
Dylan Busby got every bit of that slider from Cole Lipscomb. Again, the scouting report is Cole Lipscomb's going to throw a lot of sliders, and Dylan Busby sat on it right there.
I don't know that he touched the plate the first time around.
You know, you're so focused on hitting home runs and doing that sort of thing. I never remember running the bases when I hit a home run. I could have missed them every time and never known it.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. You're in such a different thought process and state of mind that you're not physically thinking about touching each base, but you've done it so many times, I guess that takes over. But I never remember touching any of the bags when I would hit one out.
Note to anybody playing against Todd Walker in a Legends game, appeal.
No, I'm pretty sure I caught him, and I never got called out on any of them. Thank goodness. That would have been, other than getting one taken away by an outfielder jumping over the fence, that would have been disastrous.
You saying you got robbed of a home run or two?
No, I never did.
Oh, you never did. Okay.
And I hit a lot of wall scrapers, so I'm surprised that never happened to me.
Ball and a strike on Busby. Nice off-speed pitch from Lipscomb, 1-2. Good movement down there.
Great action by Cole Lipscomb. That's why that's his best pitch. Looks like a fastball and then just spins low.
Strike 3 up high. Busby goes down, and Lipscomb has gotten comfortable. He's retired the last 5 he's faced.
Sets Dylan Busby up with a slider low and then comes back with the high heat. Hard to lay off that pitch for Dylan Busby. Feeling pretty good about himself, and that's when that can have a negative effect. You start trying to swing at pitches out of the zone, and it gets the best of you. Cole Lipscomb right there just blows it by him for out number 2 in this inning.
Gabe Klobuchar getting loose again for the Auburn Tigers in the bullpen, as Lipscomb's going to try and get him as far as he can. He's gone 2 2/3 so far. Luke's been quiet in the game after a 2-hit affair against Tennessee Tech to send the Golden Eagles home to Tennessee. Good-looking athlete, Jackson Luke, don't you think?
Absolutely. MVP of the ACC tournament last week, behind on that 2-0 fastball. Makes me think he's not seeing it very well. Flew out to left and then flew out to center so far in this game.
Luke in the air to right field, but playable for Estes. And that will do it. So after the leadoff walk in the 3rd, Lipscomb has gone through the next 6 in order of the Florida State Seminoles. 6-3 after 4. Florida State with the lead 6-3, and we're joined by Mike Martin, the head coach at Florida State. And Coach, how are your boys feeling after playing a game earlier today?
Tell you what, Jason, they got a lot of energy. Probably more than I do right now, but I'm just very, very pleased with obviously what we were able to accomplish early. But as we all know, it's a 9-inning game.
Coach, this is the 40th straight year your team has won 40 games, and for you, this is your 38th year. What does that mean for you and your program?
I'm just proud of the young men that have come through our program. They're very dedicated baseball players. They're good people, and I think that means just as much.
Coach, thank you for the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
It's Mike Martin, head coach, Florida State. proud of the guys that have come through. A lot of names that you would recognize if you're a big baseball fan. Henderson at second does nip Jonah Todd for out number 1. Buster Posey, J.D. Drew, among a litany of others.
Second baseman, number 9, Luke Jarvis.
Watch Jonah Todd right here, traps one up the middle and tries to sprint it out. Nice play there by Matt Henderson for the first out, keeping the leadoff runner off base for Auburn, trying to catch a 6-3 deficit. But back to Mike Martin, he talks a lot about players, and that's
a good bunt right there by Jarvis, and he is safe at first, a bunt single.
That tells me that, you know, most coaches, if not all coaches, would tell you it's nice to have the wins and the stats, but, you know,
First baseman,
the run
number
he has
20,
had here in his
Daniel
38th
Auburn.
year, Mike Martin, has been incredible, but it's all about the players and it's all about the kids that he's gotten to coach over the years.
Waiting by the phone, hoping not to use it. Baseball providing landline phones an opportunity to get used for years and years and years. I think it's going to be a while till we see cell phones in the dugout, don't you?
I'm not sure if you ever will, but this game is all about tradition, and they've had a hard enough time just inputting the instant replay.
Jarvis at first, Robert the batter. Ball's hit hard to right field, but caught by Holton for out number 2.
We saw Will Holland in the last inning smoke one to left field, and here with a man on first, Daniel Roberts smokes it to right. A lot of this game is dependent on good fortune, and so far Auburn hasn't had much.
A couple of stung baseballs. And here is Jay Estes, who has been outstanding in this regional. He's 5 for 6. He's scored 4 runs. He's driven in 4. It's a ball low to Estes, the junior out of Crawfordville, Florida, transfer out of Chipola College here in the state of Florida. One of 3 J names in the family. He has brothers Jacob and Jace. He is just Jay himself, J-A-Y. So 2 balls, no strikes on Estes with Jarvis at first and Anthony on deck. Ball 3, and now they've got Jarvis caught up. Jarvis dodged the tag. Jarvis is in. You know, the baseline's only created when the tag effort is made. Jarvis was in close enough range that he was deemed to be safe, and Mike Martin is going out of the dugout to argue with the umpires. He's just trying to figure out which one he needs to yell at.
Well, as we saw Sam Gillikin in the 4th get blown up at second base on a ball in the dirt. Auburn's down by 3 runs. You have to be conservative and careful. And right there, another ball in the dirt. And Luke Jarvis gets caught between the bases. Matt Henderson tries to run him down. He may have a good argument of him running out of the bases, but nice effort there by Luke Jarvis to avoid the tag. The first base umpire, Steve Corby, calls him safe.
Now again, the baseline gets created when the tag attempt is made. If you jump out of the baseline before the tag attempt happens, you're in decent shape. And the question is, when did Jarvis do that? Maybe the umpires will have a different explanation for it, but it looked like he was close enough.
Well, and obviously Steve Corby agrees with you. Close enough to the base path, you have the opportunity to avoid the tag, and that's what Luke Jarvis did, and they get one back there, going back to the first inning when the umpires called the runner at second safe when Will Holland tried to turn the double play. Let's see if Auburn can take advantage of what turns out to be a makeup call from the first inning.
And by the way, what you said about being conservative when you're down, that would have been back-to-back innings when you lose a runner on the way to second base if you're Auburn.
Not a terrible decision to take off with the ball in the dirt, but when you're down by 3 runs, you've got to make absolutely sure you can make it. And as a whole, as a team, you're going basically station to station.
It's officially a stolen base. And there's a strike to Estes. So Jarvis with his 7th stolen base. You especially have to know you're going to make it after one of your teammates got thrown out on a similar play last inning. 3-1. Estes, center field. Flowers is there. Jarvis stranded at second. 6-3 your score. The umpires get rained on, but not with water. Fans are disappointed. Mike Martin was as well, and it goes for naught. Nothing across. 6-3 halfway home. 6-3 Auburn trailing Florida State, 5th inning. We're joined by Casey Mize, who went complete game yesterday for the Auburn Tigers. And what's the feeling like in your dugout right now?
Oh, it's good. You know, everybody's positive. We've put in some really good swings on some baseballs. You know, Cole's really settled in nicely. So, you know, we're really confident. You know, we're never out of a game. You know, we never had that mentality. So, we're having a good time in here. You know, we're keeping staying positive. You know, we're really looking forward to how this game's going to turn out.
Casey, you missed a month, middle of April, I think, through about the middle of May. How difficult it is for you, you know, to sit and watch your team play when you know you can help them like you did last night?
Yeah, it's tough. You know, I want to go out there every week and do the best I can. To compete and help my team win. So it's tough when you have to take time off anytime. If it's for a week, for a month, or whatever. But I really wanted to help the team, but I feel like it was best for our team. To take that time off so I can come back in the postseason and be fresh.
What do you watch on days when you're not pitching?
What do I watch? Well, I try to learn from each and every one of our guys. I try to learn, sequences to guys, how to pitch to guys, reading swings. I really watch how our guys work, and I admire that about them because they really get after it.
Casey, we saw your coach, Butch Thompson, gathered the troops there in the dugout. What was the message to your team in this game?
He told us, he said, they had a big inning, but he said it's unlike us. This is unlike us to lay down, and I know you're not going to do it. I better not see it. Because we're going to win this ball game. I'm 100% confident that we're going to win this ball game. That kind of translated. We think that too.
Ball to left field, and Gillikin is there. Does this game remind you of any game? Can you draw on anything from this season that this game might remind you of?
A lot of games. You get down early a lot, and you got to come back from behind. I think we were playing Florida A&M earlier in the year. That's a midweek game. And they put up they were up on us 8-2 or something. I think they were up on us a lot. We came back and really battled. And, we've had a lot of games where we were down early and we came back and won. Or we came back and lost. But we keep battling. We keep trying to find ways to win.
Well, you got some time tonight, Casey. Thanks for taking the time for us.
Yep. Thank you all, War Eagle.
That's Casey Mize, a War Eagle, as the farewell. He was brilliant yesterday.
Oh, brilliant.
Complete
Absolutely.
Game.
And he and Keegan Thompson are roommates back in Auburn. What a household that is.
I think there's some pitching knowledge going around there.
I think they get in the living room and throw little wiffle golf balls at each other and have battles.
We officially have our first Game 7 scheduled, by the way. Bethune-Cookman beat Florida, so there will be a 7th game in Gainesville coming up tomorrow, and we'll see if this regional follows suit. Cole Lipscomb is doing everything he can to keep Auburn within striking distance. He's sent away 9 in a row. Anthony Gillikin and Hecker coming up for the Tigers in the 6th. Mike Martin's team leading 6-3 over Auburn as we play into inning number 6. Josh Anthony will lead it off, then Gillikin and Hecker. here at Dick Howser Stadium, Mike Martin Field, and Josh Anthony skies this first pitch into short center, and Flowers, who stations for out number 1. Anthony 0 for 3 in the game. ESPN networks bring you every game on the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage on ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC Network, and ESPN3. Whip-around coverage also available through ESPN3 and the Bases Loaded channel. All games on the ESPN app. The one down for Gillikin, who was thrown out at second base on a ball in the dirt last time. He came to the plate, he walked, and then was thrown out by the catcher Cal Raleigh, which might have saved the outing for Andrew Carp. Never know what's going to happen in the inning.
You asked Mike Martin if he could have got Andrew Carp into the 6th. He would have been more than pleased with that. And here we are, the top of the 6th with 1 out. Andrew Carp still on the mound.
Oh, 2. Second base, Henderson. 2 gone quickly on 4 pitches in the Auburn 6th. So here's Hecker, who walked behind the Gillikin out in the 4th. Tigers got a run in the 1st, a run in the 2nd, a run in the 3rd, and nothing since then. Past the mound, second base, and Henderson couldn't scoop it. Hecker is on a base hit on the infield.
Not much anybody could do right there. Andrew Carp, when he sees the ball to his left, immediately makes the move toward first base. Just out of the reach, Andrew Carp. Matt Henderson comes in and tries to glove it, but probably going to be a little too late to get Damon Hecker anyway, and he's on with 2 outs in the 6th.
Blake Logan will bat. Logan, who ran the count at 2-0 last time up, took a pitch that he thought was ball 3. It was called a strike. The next 2 were strikes, and he punched out. There's strike 1. Well done by Carp. Andrew Carp following Cole Sands, who started earlier today and went 4 1/3. Holton went 9 yesterday. Drew Parrish 7 1/3 on Friday against Tennessee Tech in the loss. Doug Sisson could not make the play over at 3rd. Oh, 2 to Logan. Dad, a former Mississippi State football player. Joel Logan, down goes Blake. 3 pitches to a strikeout for Carp. And he gives it right back to the offense after an infield single. Florida State 6-3, try to force a game 7 in Tallahassee.
Okay, fans.
Here in Tallahassee, the Florida State Seminoles lead 6-3, trying to cause a game 7 to happen coming up tomorrow on this field against Auburn. And in case you thought that maybe there was a lot of Florida unity in terms of the universities here in town and outside of Tallahassee, say the Florida Gators, they announced as the final score between half innings here that Florida had lost to Bethune-Cookman in the Gainesville Regional. And the cheer was uproarious. It was the largest cheer that we've heard so far tonight, other than on a run-scoring play for Florida State. They do not like the Gators here, Todd.
I would have definitely described it as uproarious. For sure.
Yeah, we usually are similar in when we like to call things uproarious. Matt Henderson will lead it off for the Seminoles. And he fouls it away. Cole Lipscomb, after walking the first batter he faced in the 3rd, has struck out 5 and not allowed a base runner. That's without any ground ball outs in the last 9.
Struggled early, gave up the 3-run shot to Dylan Busby, but since then has done an outstanding job Coach Butch Thompson, and they would love nothing more than for him to eat up innings in this game.
0-1 to Henderson. Now 0-2. Question is, what does Auburn do if there is a Game 7 tomorrow? Do you send out Davis Daniel after 42 pitches tonight? He went 1 inning plus 3 batters, so he got heated up, and he threw a grand total of 42 pitches. There's strike 3 from Lipscomb. Logan chases it down and throws out Henderson for strikeout number 7 of the game for the Seminoles as we take a look at the Gainesville bracket.
Number 14.
It's up to a Game 7 in Gainesville, Florida. 6-2, Bethune-Cookman with the win after knocking out USF earlier today. So it's up to Florida or the champs out of the MEAC, out of the Gainesville Regional. By the way, Davidson has gone final. The Wildcats did not lose in the Chapel Hill Regional, and they advance to the Supers. Davidson will play Texas A&M, Houston, or Iowa in the Super Regional round.
That's what we have all started to love about college baseball. There's so many teams that can beat so many others, especially these mid-majors coming out and beating up on the big boys. Coastal Carolina last year winning the national championship has shown that there is a lot of great baseball players in this country.
See the score scrolling by. Xavier's taken the lead on Louisville in the top of the 7th inning with a 3-run inning for the Musketeers trying to force a game number 7. Tapped in front of the plate, and Logan off the double clutch for out number 2, getting Holton. So Lipscomb now has 86'd 11 straight batters in Seminole white.
Davidson at the Atlantic 10 Conference RPI rating percentage index of 89.
That is not the best you're going to hear about this weekend.
Pretty impressive. Sweep through that regional.
2 down, Flowers the batter. He pops a bunt up. Logan behind the plate has no play.
Another example of being a little too quick on these drag bunts. Again, if you're drag bunting, you want to make sure that you get set up and drop it down. The only reason you're doing that is because the third baseman is giving you the opportunity. Josh Anthony playing back. So for J.C. Flowers, if he squares around and in your own mind, if you're slower about it, you're quicker than you think you are, and just put down a good bunt, you're going to be safe. But right now, Josh Anthony's on top of it on the grass.
There's a strike from Lipscomb, 0-2. By the way, Carolina losing. That's the first ACC team bounced out of the tournament.
They had a great ball club this year, too. That's tough to see, especially if you're a North Carolina fan.
Ball's tagged in the air on 0-2. Gillikin and left is underneath. And Cole Lipscomb has been an inning eater tonight for the Auburn Tigers. 9-1-2 coming up for Auburn, trailing 6-3, trying to win the region. Here's a look at what happened in Chapel Hill. Davidson goes to the Supers to face the winner of that Houston Regional, which is down to Houston, A&M, and Iowa. Carolina beat Florida Gulf Coast earlier today, but just could not solve Davidson in 2 opportunities, one in the opener and one today. These mid-major teams, Davidson out of the Atlantic 10, you got to look out.
Impressive. Florida Gulf Coast with a great team as well this year. And Davidson following in the footsteps of Coastal Carolina from 2016, hopefully.
By the way, one ACC team has advanced. Wake Forest just beat West Virginia. So the Demon Deacons will face the winner of Florida Bethune-Cookman tomorrow. And if Bethune-Cookman wins, Winston-Salem might have itself a super regional. Holland was taking all the way.
It's getting late. If you're a War Eagle fan, Will Holland, the 9-hole, followed by Jonah Todd and Luke Jarvis here in the 7th.
Breaking ball for a strike, 1-2. By the way, your LSU Tigers are up big on Rice tonight, trying to head to the Supers as well.
Hot as anybody in the country.
Walls at shortstop charges and throws out his counterpart for out number 1. For more coverage of the Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to ncaa.com, where you can see some of the scores scrolling along the screen, like Missouri State and Arkansas just underway. Arkansas trying to stay alive in its own regional. Sam Houston State has added a run, trying to take down Texas Tech. The winner of that region faces the winner of this region in the Super Regionals.
It's a lot of regions.
It's a good amount, 16 of them across the country. Andrew Carp, who has scuffled at points tonight, has kept his toes on this rubber for 6 1/3, which is a good sign for a team that had to play earlier and expended 2 relievers from multiple innings.
To your point, in the 4th, Sam Gillikin with the walk, Damon Hecker with the walk. Andrew Carp struggling a little bit in the 4th, but Sam Gillikin gets picked off at second base, and since then Andrew Carp has been pretty sharp.
That's a corner strike. 2-2 on Jonah Todd, who reached on an error in the 1st inning as the first batter of this game and scored on a sacrifice fly 3 batters later. Auburn got a run without a hit in the 1st. Todd skewers it to left. That's a base hit on 2-2 for Jonah Todd, who tests out the brake pads, going back to first.
You've seen Jonah Todd do this time and time again. On an 0-2 pitch earlier yesterday, he pulls the barrel in and hits it to right. Here you see Jonah Todd staying back on that off-speed pitch, eliminating the right side of the field and popping it into left field. You can only hit for a high average if you use the entire baseball field, and Jonah Todd does it as good as anybody.
He's at first, 1 down, and that ball gets away from Cal Raleigh. Todd to second, and he squeals the brakes again. Wild pitch for Carp, runner in scoring position with 1 down for Auburn.
This ball just gets away from Andrew Carp, spikes it in the dirt. Cal Raleigh with no real shot to block the ball, tries to do it. Ball ricochets off to his right. And that's the ball you go to second with base on, the pass ball that you know you can cruise on in. Jonah Todd at second base with 1 out.
Ball and no strikes. On the ground is shortstop and Walls for out number 2. Jarvis grounds out, and Daniel Robert has the rally in his hands. Nice regional for Daniel Robert. He is 5 out of 10.
Daniel Robert.
And with the protection of Estes behind him, you couldn't exactly easily pitch around him.
Daniel Robert definitely swinging a hot bat. Double down the left field line in the 3rd inning. Hit a bullet to right field in the 5th. Not fooling Daniel Robert in this tournament. You do have a base open with 2 outs. Like you mentioned, Jay Estes has equally been as hot right behind him. So with a 3-run lead, you probably attack Daniel Robert, but be careful, this guy can lose it.
5 homers on the year. He's driven in 41. Pitch number 100 from Carp is grounded right side and through. Robert with a base hit. Todd is coming home, and he is there, safe. Robert into second base. 6-4 Florida State.
Excellent read by Daniel Robert right there. Matt Henderson was playing up the middle. Daniel Robert just rolls over it to the right side. Gun from right field into home plate, but Jonah Todd fast enough to get right up under the tag. See where Matt Henderson was playing. Made as good an effort as he could to get in there. Wells picks it up, throws a missile into home plate, but not in time. Auburn with 2 outs has a little something going here in the 7th.
And Mike Martin out of his dugout to make the call. Boyles was warming up in the Florida State bullpen for the 2nd time today, and Carp's night is through after 6 2/3. He allows 8 hits, he walks 2, he strikes out 4, and it's up to the Seminole bullpen to maintain a 6-4 lead. Carp's frustrated, but he's got them in line for the victory. Seminoles try to force a game 7. We'll find out if they can after this. Florida State trying to hang on. 6-4 the score. The Auburn Tigers have their 4th run in 4 separate innings in this game. And the new pitcher for Florida State is Jim Boyles, the right-handed senior out of Atlanta with a 4.11 ERA.
Jim Boyles with 25 appearances, 35 innings, a high walk total of 21. That's a walk just about inside of every 2 innings. 73 strikeouts in only 35 innings for Jim Boyles.
He'll face Jay Estes, who has driven in a pair for the Auburn Tigers tonight, starting with a sac fly in the 1st inning. That went to Flowers in center. Then Estes loaded up on a 1-1 pitch and bashed it to left field, scoring Robert in the 3rd, providing 2 of the 4 runs for Auburn. After Estes homered late in the game last night to double the lead to 2 against Tennessee Tech. Ball 1. Robert at second, 2 out. Boyles to Estes for a strike. One and one. Tying run at the plate. And a ball low. You said it, Boyles has some control issues sometimes.
Jay Estes with his first home run of the year in this tournament. Auburn with only 29 home runs as a team. That's last in the Southeastern Conference.
Good hook, 2-2.
Good pitch right there by Jim Boyles on the outside corner.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Anthony on deck. Boyles, the senior, with a long glare in. Another breaking ball, same spot, does the trick, and Estes wipes out. Auburn gets a run. Stretch time in Tallahassee. Deporte's fired up, and the Seminoles are, as a group, 6-4.
Now time to stand and stretch.
Bottom of the 7th inning in Tallahassee. 6-4 is your score. The Florida State Seminoles with the lead over the Auburn Tigers. Jason Benetti, Todd Walker having a good time tonight. Our entire crew, thanks for joining us all weekend long here in very temperate Tallahassee. About 70 degrees now. Big time beach weather.
Our man Maverick right behind us, the stage manager here. He's a beach guy, right? There you go.
Planning to transfer after some ill-fated midterms earlier in the weekend. Kept him away from his job. Ball and no strikes on Walls.
Had to pass that intro to philosophy before he could come help us out.
1-1 to the Florida State shortstop. Poor kid probably got a B+, and he's all happy about it and burying him. He'll get his own cardboard cutout soon. 1-1. Down and in, 2 balls and a strike. "60 pitches for Cole Lipscomb out of the Auburn bullpen after 1+3 batters for the starter, Davis Daniel. 2-2 on Walls. Check swing. And he did go, strike 3. That's 13 in a row set aside by Lipscomb.
What a great job by Cole Lipscomb in this game. Taylor Walls tries to hold up on that slider inside, breaks the plane. We'll get a better look here. Right on the edge, but third base umpire Kelly Gonzalez calls him out.
You know what's really interesting, Todd? You can look all throughout the rule book in baseball for a distinct definition of what a swing is, and you're not going to find one. It's a discretionary call.
It's definitely a discretionary call, and in my lifetime I've been told it's either crossing the plane or breaking your wrist. And in that particular case, it looked like Taylor Walls had broke the plane of the plate. But again, it's definitely a discretionary call. What would make me upset as a hitter is when the home plate umpire would call it and wouldn't even appeal.
Sound like you're getting frustrated all over again.
Oh, man.
Estes in right for out number 2. But no, if anybody tries to convince you that they have the definition of what a swing is, they're wrong, because there isn't one clear.
Well, we'll take a look at the swing again. Again, Kelly Gonzalez, third base umpire, has this point of view. And on 2 strikes, when you see Taylor Walls cross that plate, he's going to call it on you almost all the time. And I think Kelly Gonzalez got that one right.
Luke showed bunt and drew it back at the last moment. Jackson Luke, his spray chart looks pretty good in terms of direction, but he's flied out all 3 times. First to left, then to center, and most recently to Estes in right in the 4th. Breaking ball bends in for a strike. So Auburn in the top of the 8th will have Anthony, Gillikin, and Hecker for a team that's only failed to score 3 times in an inning. It's just that Florida State has the 5-run second to its name. Very close. Two and one from Lipscomb. Called strike 2. I think Lipscomb wanted the previous one. Luke certainly didn't think this was a strike.
A lot of times umpires will do makeup calls, and right there, again, if you set the camera right behind the pitcher, that ball's a little further outside than it even looks. Cole Lipscomb gets the call, and then another slider low to strike out Jackson Luke for the 3rd out in this inning.
That's 15 in a row. Cole Lipscomb is capsized for Auburn. 6-4 Florida State. Auburn hanging around. Ball wears 49 tonight for the Auburn Tigers. Cole Lipscomb, 15 in a row in the out column since a leadoff walk on 4 pitches in the 3rd inning. We thought, oh boy, the control is getting chancy for Cole Lipscomb. Then suddenly he strikes out 8 batters since the 3rd inning, and he has Auburn within striking distance, 6-4 in the 8th inning. Auburn needs a win either tonight or tomorrow night, as that's a grenade from Boyles for ball 1.
Well, for Jim Boyles, I just think he got a little slip there with his left foot, and that caused the ball to spike.
How about Cal Raleigh behind the plate trying to frame it?
Yeah.
He caught it, tried to bring it over the plate.
Well,
I got a strike.
Well, it's hittable.
And then he fires over a dart at the knees, 1-1. Watch Raleigh. This is great.
Nice job, Cal, on that pitch right there. Almost got the call, too.
That's a guy who's an advocate for his pitcher right there. I will fight for you on every pitch, even if it's 25 feet. One and two. Anthony goes after it. Raleigh tags him out just for fun.
Well, when we talk about two-strike approaches, this is not it. Gosh, Anthony misses that ball by a lot. When you're behind in the count, you got to tighten up, spread out, choke up, let the ball travel as far as you can and hit the ball to the opposite field on that particular pitch. It would allow you to take it and see it cleaner.
That ball did hit the dirt, so nice play by Raleigh, and 2 down, and the ground ball from Gillikin here in the 8th. So what started in an inauspicious fashion has turned into 4 straight pitches that are strikes and 2 outs.
DH, number 6, Damon Tucker.
The Boyles family is more than the one. There's Jim, and there's Ed on the Florida State bench as well. They have similar beard games, one shaggier than the other. And strike 1 to Hecker.
2 big boys, though, both of them by about 6'5".
Saw Carp stretching in the background there. After his 6 2/3, Boyles trying to salt it away. Carp working the rubber bands, Boyles working the breaking ball. 2 strikes on Hecker.
I misspoke. The Boyles twins are both 6'7".
Breaking ball for strike 3, and Boyles has seen 4. He's aced 4, 3 strikeouts and a ground out. Florida State gets a chance to add on 3 outs away from a Game 7.
So we get ready to go here in Omaha. That is crushed. Diving catch. It's all over. They win the championship.
Memories forever to be made. June 17th through the 28th in Omaha. And one of these 2 teams may get their Super Regional berth on the line, as Mike Martin's Florida State Seminoles are a win away from forcing a Game 7 on their home turf, leading Auburn 6-4. And the wisdom of Mike Martin in his 38th year in the Florida State dugout, the active, winningest coach in college baseball. His team has been buzzsawed by Cole Lipscomb, though, since the 3rd inning. 15 in a row set aside by Lipscomb. Quincy Naporti is 2 for 3 with an RBI single in the 1st. Naporti with a bash to right center field, and this ball's off the fence. Todd gets there quickly. Naporti to second. He is safe. Leadoff double, breaking the 15 in a row.
How about the big boy, Quincy Naporti, hustling around the bases. Big bomb out to right field. Quincy Naporti hustling around first. Jonah Todd cuts it off and makes an accurate throw to second base, but Quincy Naporti gets in there for the leadoff double for Florida State.
and he will be done for the night. Florida State's going to send out a pinch runner, and Naporti. A very vigorous curtain call.
Now batting, catcher,
So,
number 35.
pinch runner is Trueluck for Florida State. Hank Trueluck is on for the Seminoles. One on, nobody out. Raleigh the batter. Big rip. 0-1. Cal Raleigh 1 for 3 with a single to right in the first that hit Naporti and ended the threat. Boy, an add-on run for Florida State would be huge here. Outside. Auburn in the ninth will have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Logan, Holland, and Todd. Jonah Todd, the best average hitter on the team, will get an opportunity. Cole Lipscomb, 73 pitches out of the Auburn bullpen.
Outstanding effort by Cole Lipscomb tonight.
Klobasit's warming up in the Auburn bullpen. Florida State had 3 hits in the first and 4 more in the second inning. None since until the Naporti double to lead off this 8th. Trueluck pinch runs. Raleigh trying to drive him in. That likely won't do it. Jonah Todd roving over into left center to make the catch. Trueluck won't tag. And there's one away in the 8th inning. ESPN Networks bring you every game on the road to Omaha, starting with regional coverage, which continues on ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC Network, and ESPN3. Whip around coverage also on ESPN3 and the Bases Loaded channel. All games available on the ESPN app. Click around, have fun with all of us. 16 regional sites and dandies all across the American landscape this evening. 1 seed Houston is in danger now. Iowa has scored 3 times against the Cougars in that elimination game. Louisville up on Xavier. Louisville out of the ACC. There's a tip ball by Mendoza, 0-1. Todd, the only team that looks safe is your LSU bunch, leading Rice big tonight.
Well, 12 wins in a row for the LSU Tigers. They are hot. Won the SEC tournament last week. Swinging the bats well. Great starts from Alex Lang. Eric Walker pitching tonight on a shutout against Rice.
Auburn or Florida State trying to get to the Supers, and they would face either Sam Houston State or Texas Tech, but Sam is up 9-6, as you may have seen, in the top of the 9th in Lubbock. If they win, they force a game 7. In the air to left field, Mendoza pelts it deep, but Gilligan is underneath for out number 2. Couple of long rides on fly balls in the inning against Lipscomb, but nothing to show for it so far. And for more coverage of the Division I baseball regionals and interactive brackets, go to ncaa.com.
At Henderson.
Boy, they're starting to square up Cole Lipscomb, aren't they?
2 loud outs by Cal Raleigh and Drew Mendoza. Hank Trueluck did a great job right there. He was most of the way to third base before that catch. Had to hustle back, but in great position to score if that ball were to have dropped.
Two down, up high to Henderson, who struck out twice and walked once tonight. And now Logan, the catcher, goes out to talk to Lipscomb.
Everybody clap your hands.
If Auburn ends up winning this regional, a number of things may happen. offensively, right? They could do it in any couple of ways. But Cole Lipscomb's going to have to be in the conversation of most valuable Auburn Tiger if Auburn wins either tonight or tomorrow night.
Well, he's just been outstanding. Retired 15 in a row before Naporti's double there in the top of this inning. Or the leadoff double for Naporti.
I know he gave up the homer to Busby in the second inning. I get that. But to get you all the way into the 8th inning from the second as the only reliever. Two 2-0 to left field, and Gillikin in his tracks for out number 3. Cole Lipscomb has gone 7 innings out of the bullpen for the Auburn Tigers tonight. 8-9-1 come up to try to take the lead in the regional final. Florida State trying to compel a Game 7 in this regional with Jim Boyles on the mound, needing 3 outs before Auburn can pick up 2 runs. Seminoles played earlier today. They just finished a couple of hours ago, a 5-3 win against Tennessee Tech. And that Tiger skipping around the concourse may not be as jovial in 3 outs. We'll see. He's in enemy territory here in Tallahassee. Logan, Holland, and Todd, 8-9-1 for Auburn. Down a pair. Boyles low, ball 1.
Cal Raleigh asking where that pitch was.
One-0. There's the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A lot of tilt coming from 6'7" Jim Boyles. Top of that arm action to the bottom of the outside corner there.
Breaking ball called strike 2. The 1-2 on Logan. Carlton loosening in the Florida State bullpen just in case. On the ground, third base side of the mound. Busby has no play. Infield single for Logan, and the tying runs coming to the plate for Auburn.
Jim Boyles has just pinned that low and outside corner, whether it's a slider or a fastball, and he does it again, but Blake Logan just gets enough of it to nub it down to the left side and beat out a base hit. Watch this location on this curveball, perfect spot. Blake Logan does all he can do just to put it in play, and just ball's in no man's land. And good fortune for Auburn here in the top of the 9th with the leadoff runner on and nobody out.
If it was going to be anybody, it was going to be Boyles making that play, and he had no opportunity. So Holland, the batter, remember, he has a homer in this regional. And he takes ball number 1. No need for Logan to go with the catcher at first. And Auburn already losing a base runner on a play like that in the 4th inning.
I like the patience of Blake Logan, too, to start this inning off. Took 2 strikes, albeit they were perfect strikes by Jim Boyles.
Holland to left field. That's well hit. And off the warning track it goes. Logan's on his way to third. It's a double for Holland. Tying run at second, and he is absolutely revved up.
As he should be. Will Holland takes that fastball up and in and pounds it into left field. After the 3-run shot on opening night, Will Holland continues his hot hitting in this regional. And Auburn has something going here in the top of the 9th.
Every one of Will Holland's hits in this regional have been for extra bases. So Jonah Todd, the second best average hitter in the SEC, entering this tournament with a single, could tie the game. And Mike Martin is out of the dugout. Carlton was loosening. a young man who already threw 2 innings earlier today.
And Jim Boyles has been very sharp. He's been pinning that outside corner. That's the first mistake, if you even want to call it that, by Jim Boyles. I thought Will Hallen just did a great job of handling that pitch. It was a nice pitch on the inside corner. Will Hallen was quick enough to hit it down the left field line.
Carlton rapidly getting loose. Second and third, nobody out. And Jonah Todd, who came into this game hitting .382, is the barrier for Boyles here in the 9th. Jarvis next, then Robert to follow. Lefty, righty, lefty at the top of the order for Auburn, which trailed 6-2 after 2. Todd takes low, ball 1.
This is the guy you want up if you're Butch Thompson. One of the best hitters in the SEC and one of the best hitters in the country. We've always seen an example of that. A 2-strike base hit to left.
The junior transfer from Marion Military. Todd to left field on a line and down. Logan's on his way home. It's 6-5. Tying run at third. Lead run at first. Jonah Todd with a big smile.
And this guy can really hit. Takes that fastball away and just pounds it into left field. Blake Logan goes back to third base, making sure it's going to drop before he gets in, and Jonah Todd just puts a charge into this ball to left. The base hit in the 7th to left and again in the 9th. Mike Martin coming back out to make a change.
Well, Boyles had retired all 4 he faced before this inning. Now, Auburn has tapped him for 3 straight hits, a run, no outs on the board, and Boyles will leave. Carlton will come in for the 2nd time this afternoon and evening in Tallahassee. So 3 strikeouts for Boyles in the first 4 batters. Then the next 3 batters all have hits. And the Auburn Tigers celebration is beginning in earnest, even though they're trailing by a run.
Now for Florida State, they've got to face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in this Auburn lineup. Luke Jarvis, Daniel Robert, and Jay Estes with no outs and runners on the corners.
And look, if the Auburn Tigers make it into a super regional, they just in the first 2 games of this regional put together 8 innings from Keegan Thompson and a complete game from Casey Mize. 2 magnificent Wizards on the mound.
And then how about Cole Lipscomb coming in today in the 2nd inning to relieve Davis Daniel, his longest outing of the year, 4 2/3. So far, Cole Lipscomb, 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 earnings.
Florida State with a win would force Game 7. Auburn with a win in this game would go to the Super Regionals to face either Texas Tech or Sam Houston State. That game is late in the bottom of the 9th. Sam Houston State is up 3, trying to force a Game 7 in Lubbock. And here is Drew Carlton, who might have gotten a shower in between games.
Pitched earlier today and pitched earlier in this tournament. This is his 3rd appearance. But Drew Carlton's Florida State's guy, 5 saves on the year. Only 12 walks in 53 innings. Fastball command with the slider. They're asking him to come in and shut the Auburn Tigers down in a tight spot.
His best bet, you'd imagine, to take care of Butch Thompson's team would be strikeout, double play in that order. Drew Carlton last through just hours ago with a strikeout in the 9th inning. 2 on, 2 out to tear down Tennessee Tech with the winning run at the plate.
And you can see that fastball command we talked about on the inside corner He lives on the outside, but right there on a 2-2 pitch burns Tennessee Tech on the inside corner to end the game today and send Florida State into this final.
Third time he's pitched in the regional. Carlton. Jarvis here, first and third. Ball one. You talked about the slider that Carlton has. The lefty is next, Daniel Robert. You would imagine he would see it better.
And Will Holland at third base will be going on just about any ball hit on the infield. You want to avoid the double play. For Will Holland, even if it's a rip to third or rip back to the pitcher, he is gone.
For Jarvis, he had an important hit against Tennessee Tech in the game yesterday. 2-run single, fourth inning. Can he do it again here in the ninth, down a run against Carlton? On the ground, back to Carlton, and he's got the runner, Holland, hung up. Holland to third. Can he get the runner behind him to third? Holland dives for the plate, and he is... Well, let's see. I think there's a deflection called by the plate umpire. Uhlenhop. Let's see what his call is. He's sending the runners back. Is he saying it's interference?
I thought Cal Raleigh had a delayed reaction when Drew Carlton picked up the ball and threw it to him, so Cal Raleigh was aware that Luke Jarvis had caught a piece of his mitt and catcher's interference.
So everybody's going to be safe and watch.
Yep, Luke Jarvis right there catches a piece of Cal Raleigh's mitt. When Drew Carlton picks it up to throw it home, Cal's not even ready, and that's because he knew that Luke Jarvis had got a piece of his mitt. Now we've got the bases loaded and still nobody out, and the dangerous Daniel Robert at the plate.
So interference called. Todd to second, Holland at third, Jarvis at first. Bases loaded, nobody out. Robert in the air and foul. 20 years ago, the Auburn Tigers won in Tallahassee on a David Ross home run to force a final game. Tim Hudson got him to Omaha. Tim Hudson is here tonight watching the Auburn Tigers. And Daniel Robert, who has been a demon with the bases loaded this year. Fouls it off his shoe, 0-2. If you get the strikeout, then a double play would end the ball game if you're Drew Carlton.
Great pitch right there by Drew Carlton, burying it inside on Daniel Robert. There's Tim Hudson. Getting ahead, 0-2.
2 strikes on Robert. He flinched and took. Ball number 1.
Love the approach by Daniel Robert. He's following that ball all the way in. This is a fight. And Daniel Robert really tracked that ball. It was a ball in the outside corner. I would imagine if you're Daniel Robert, you're looking back inside now.
The senior Robert on 1-2. Swings and misses, 1 down.
How about Drew Carlton right here? Daniel Robert 5 for 9 with the bases loaded, and he just blows it right by the big Daniel Robert for out number 1. Huge out for Florida State, and as you said, now puts the double play in order to get him out of the, not only the inning, but the baseball game.
To force a game 7, Florida State needs to get a couple outs here. Estes, the doubles leader for the Tigers. Swings and misses, strike 1.
Way behind on that slider by Jay Estes. Would have been even more behind a fastball, so I don't know what he was looking for right there.
Jay Estes, 5 for 8 in the regional. He's driven in 4, including 2 tonight. 0-1. Estes fouls it away, 0-2.
Great job by Drew Carlton, getting 0-2 on the 3-hole hitter Daniel Robert, and now 0-2 on the 4-hole Jay Estes, who was moved up from the 7-hole yesterday to the 4. That's how hot Jay Estes has been.
First 4 batters reached in the inning for Auburn. Bases loaded, 1 down, 0-2. Up high. All it takes is a fly ball somewhere to tie the game.
Slider on the outside corner.
1-2. Just tipped foul. There it was. Drew Carlton, remember, has already pitched 2 innings today in game 1 on this field just hours ago to close down Tennessee Tech in an elimination game for Florida State. Same spot here, 1-2. Strike 3! He planted it right over the plate, 2 down.
Unbelievable sequence of events right here for Drew Carlton. Strikes out the 3-hole hitter Daniel Robert, who's been hot, and right here just pins the outside corner on a fastball to Jay Estes, who's also been really hot in this tournament. All they have to do is put the ball in play. But what a job by Drew Carlton striking out the 3 and 4 hitters for Auburn.
He's got Josh Anthony, who's 0 for 4 tonight, and he takes ball 1. Florida State with a win forces game 7. Auburn with a win goes to the Super Regionals. Bases loaded, 2 out. Anthony swings through it, 1-1.
Okay, if you're Josh Anthony right here, you know you are not getting a ball middle in. You have to look on the outside corner, whether it be a fastball or a slider, and drive that ball up that short porch in right field. If you look to pull it, that's what's going to happen. You're going to swing and miss.
Anthony, the JUCO transfer who was playing here in Florida last season, fouls it away. Auburn's down to its final strike. Carlton was straight-jacketed. Bases loaded, nobody out, 1-run game. He's 1 button away from getting out of it. 1-2. On the ground, through! Anthony drives home a pair of runs. Auburn leads 7-6. Anthony back to first. The Tigers down to their final bullet lead.
What an outstanding job by Josh Anthony. 1 mistake out of the last 3 hitters for Drew Carlton, and Josh Anthony makes him pay with a base hit up the middle. Auburn goes ahead, 7-6.
What a game.
Incredible. You say you want to be a pitcher? Drew Carlton has been outstanding in this inning. Just makes 1 mistake over the middle of the plate.
After striking out 2 with the bases loaded and nobody out. And Mike Martin is out of the dugout. The workers in the stadium had started to text their friends saying, cancel the plans for Monday, I gotta work. And the Auburn Tigers may have just closed down Dick Hauser Stadium for the year, and Mike Martin on the field that owns his name is going out to have a discussion he'd rather not be a part of.
And if you're Butch Thompson, your mind is spinning now. Do we throw Cole Lipscomb out there for another inning of work? Again, his longest outing of the year is 4 2/3. He'd be going for his 8th inning in this game. Or do we go with Klobuchar out of the pen? Josh Anthony made an adjustment there, and again, as you see, fastball right down the middle of the plate. Cal Raleigh, you see his reaction. Wanted it on the outside corner. Drew Carlton just leaves it out over the plate when he's ahead in the count. Anthony plants it into center field.
He had made so many big-time pitches.
Incredible. Every pitch matters. That's what I tell my young guys, and right there's an example of it. Throw so many great pitches by Drew Carlton. Just missed with that ball right there.
Now Gillikin trying to add on, and Raleigh gets the body in front. Anthony did not go from first.
Great job by Josh Anthony right there. Unless you can walk into second base, don't do anything crazy. What the job by Cal Raleigh here, saving a run. Got down low, came up and hit him in the right shoulder, kept it in front. Hustles over to get the baseball.
Florida State will have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up in the bottom of the 9th. Wells, Flowers, and Walls, the scheduled hitters for an FSU side that has just 1 hit since the close of the 2nd inning. 1-0 on Gillikin. That's there for a strike. Ball and a strike.
Gillikin 1 for 3 in this ball game. Base hit in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, and 2 ground outs.
One and one to Gillikin. Anthony at first, Jarvis at third. And a foul ball. Coker and Mitchell are warming in the Auburn bullpen after Lipscomb was so outstanding for 7 innings. 1-2. Gillikin in the air, left-hand side. Luke near the line has out number 3. And now it's incumbent upon Florida State to come back in this regional final, trailing by a run, 7-6, 3 outs to go for the Auburn Tigers. Drew Carlton was outstanding for Florida State, but a 2-strike pitch that Josh Anthony shipped to center field may have changed the fortunes of the Seminoles completely in the 9th inning. Florida State now down a run to save its season. Needs to go against Cole Lipscomb, who's thrown 7 innings tonight out of the Auburn bullpen. Auburn knocked out of the Tallahassee Regional 2 years ago and in 2005 as well. Mike Martin has seen his team trouble Auburn over the years, including 2001. Auburn went to the Supers in 1999 and lost here to Florida State. There's strike 2 from Lipscomb to start off the inning. Wells goes down.
Cole Lipscomb's feeling it now. 3 perfect pitches to Stephen Wells. First pitch strike, second pitch a little further out, and right there, a ball that just drops out of the zone to Stephen Wells. And tight slider, swing and miss slider, route number 1 from Cole Lipscomb,
who has struck out 10 batters out of the bullpen tonight for Auburn. We thought when He went out to pull Davis Daniel. Butch Thompson might be thinking, let's save him for tomorrow, when in fact, Cole Lipscomb may have wiped away tomorrow. Auburn with a win goes to the Super Regionals for the first time since 1999. On the ground, Anthony at third. Has out number 2.
How about the interview with Casey Mize? We asked him what Butch Thompson had told his team. Told us they were going to come back and win this game. Right now, Auburn's 1 out away from that coming true.
Butch Thompson, the second-year Auburn coach. No postseason last year, 10 under 500. He's lost one of his top assistants to Alabama as the head coach next year. But this season seems as though it still has life for the Auburn Tigers, and it's up to Taylor Walls in the flesh for Florida State to prolong its year. Strike 1. Downstairs from Cole Lipscomb, who's retired 20 of the last 21 he's faced. Fouled away, 2-2. Auburn was down 6-2 after 2. Got a run in the third, a run in the seventh, and 3 in the ninth with 2 outs and 2 strikes. 2-2, Lipscomb to Walls, 2 down. Ball 3.
Cole Lipscomb on 2-2 pitch, tries to throw that slider down in the zone, leaves it up a little high. Blake Logan tried to help him out with the frame job, but 3-2 with 2 outs to Taylor Walls.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Florida State has life. And it's Dylan Busby, whose homer in the second looked like it might be the mortal blow for the Seminoles to Auburn tonight.
And this is a great time for Butch Thompson to go out to the mound and calm his pitcher down and give him his wisdom on how to face Dylan Busby, because like you mentioned in the second inning, Dylan Busby took one of his sliders about 450 feet for the 3-run homer. This slider for Cole Lipscomb to Dylan Busby in the second inning, and that 3-run homer was heard throughout the city of Tallahassee. And if you're Cole Lipscomb right now, you've got to be real careful.
He buries ball 1 as the rally caps pile up for Florida State. That's just about 1 for every run for the Seminoles tonight. Busby to right field and deep, but hooking and foul, 1-1.
Don't think you're going to see another slider from Cole Lipscomb to Dylan Busby unless it's buried in the dirt. That was a fastball away, and I think Cole will continue to attack him right there.
Mike Martin in his 38th season, just when he thinks he's seen it all, something like tonight happens. Down and out, 2-1 to Busby. Jackson Luke is on deck, the ACC tournament MVP, whose bat was scorching hot coming into this regional. 3 flyouts and a strikeout tonight for Luke. We'll see if he gets a chance. 2-2 on Busby.
Solid tight slider on the outside corner from Cole Lipscomb. For Dylan Busby, there's no other pitch except for that one you're going to see after the wave and the miss, make an adjustment.
Two and two. Not close. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So both teams have found the final strike to be terribly slippery tonight.
I think it's tempting to throw another slider here, but you don't want to walk the run into scoring position. I think if you're Cole Lipscomb, you just have to throw your best fastball in there.
Walls at first. 3-2 to Busby from Lipscomb. Breaking ball hit hard. Deep center field. Todd is back at the wall. He can't make the play. Walls around third. Florida State ties the game. Busby to third. Dylan Busby says we're not going home yet.
Cole Lipscomb elects to throw the curveball on the 3-2 pitch, and once again Dylan Busby sitting all over it and hammers it out to the 405 fence. Jonah Todd with the rundown nails the fence but can't make the play, and Dylan Busby comes through again for the Seminoles, ties this game at 7.
A homer earlier, and then an RBI triple off Cole Lipscomb, who had retired 20 of the last 21 before a payoff pitch walk to Taylor Walls. Butch Thompson to the mound. The game that would not end. The season that would not end for Florida State. 3 straight elimination games. And the Seminoles are back in a tie here in the 9th, and they have the winning run 90 feet away. So Cole Lipscomb met at the mound by Andrew Mitchell. And Dylan Busby, who people will be talking about for years to come if Florida State goes to the Supers this season. Lipscomb can only go to the bench.
Dylan Busby's already seen that slider once, and he gets it again in the 9th inning and just pounds that ball out there. Look at Jonah Todd whack that wall. Cole Lipscomb, what an outstanding job he did tonight for Auburn. 8 solid innings and only 1 out away from closing this thing out. But on the 3-2 pitch, Dylan Busby knew what was coming and made him pay.
So Andrew Mitchell with a 5.18 ERA, his 22nd appearance, 33 innings, 30 hits. He's walked 20 in 33 innings and struck out 25. He's got a couple bases to play with. You can pick your poison with Luke and the following Florida State batters, Trueluck and Raleigh. But Cole Lipscomb gave everything.
Nothing to be ashamed of for that young man. What a great performance by Cole Lipscomb tonight. Took over in the 2nd inning, took his team all the way here to the 9th.
Left fielder, number 2.
So it's now up to the sophomore Jackson Luke. Each team has struck with 2 strikes. and 2 out in tonight's 9th inning. Busby at third. Florida State with a win would force a game 7. Auburn with a win would go to the Super Regionals. There's a hook for strike 1 on Luke, who's 0 for 4.
Good first pitch strike for Andrew Mitchell, and for Jackson Luke, this is the first time he's hit from the right side of the plate.
Fastball, strike 2. Tonight may be the only night where 7 2/3 is not enough out of the bullpen for Cole Lipscomb. Luke swings and misses. Logan's throw is there, and maybe fittingly, we're going to play extra innings tonight in Tallahassee. 7 will not do it this evening. Auburn and Florida State have more for you after this. 10 innings or more tonight from Tallahassee. Florida State trying to push this series to game 7. Auburn trying to go to the Super Regionals. That would happen with a win tonight. Each team scored in the 9th. Auburn 3 times, Florida State once. And Hecker with a drive to center field. Flowers is there for out number 1 against Drew Carlton, who stays in after giving up what looked like it might be a season ender in the top of the 9th.
Catcher, number 1.
But how about Cole Lipscomb for Auburn? 7 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, and it wasn't enough.
Incredible. Nice swing there by Damon Hecker. Not enough to center field, but you're right, Cole Lipscomb, really outstanding, especially considering he hasn't gone more than 4 2/3 in any game this year. And just extended out to what he did tonight is just extremely impressive.
Blake Logan, the batter. Ball and a strike. Auburn has never won an extra inning game under Butch Thompson as the head coach. 0-6 in extras under Thompson. Logan to shortstop, and Walls can't hang on. That's the 2nd error of the game for Taylor Walls. How did we get here, they say on Broadway, and the answer is, well, a long and winding road. Josh Anthony, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Auburn takes the lead on that base hit for Anthony, but Dylan Busby.
Dylan Busby pounds that slider off the center field wall. Jonah Todd with a great effort. But Dylan Busby, after the 3-run homer in the 2nd, comes up big again in the 9th for Florida State.
Will Holland, who had a big hit in that 9th inning, a double that he scorched to left field. First 4 batters reached. There was an interference call against Raleigh, who had his glove in the way of a Jarvis swing. That loaded the bases with nobody out. Then Carlton struck out 2 before that Anthony single. How much gas does Florida State have left in the tank after playing a 9-inning game directly before this one?
It's been a long day for the Seminoles. And keep in mind, Will Holland got the rally started in the last inning with a double down the left field line.
1-1. Fouled away by Holland to the seats. 1-2. Jonah Todd is on deck. Florida State, by the way, will have the 4 through 6 hitters in the 10th inning, but Quincy Naporti is no longer in the game in that 4 spot. He was pinch run for what seems like hours ago. It was in the 8th inning. 1-2 to Holland. Very close both ways. No go, 2-2. Florida State needs a win to force a game 7 tomorrow night. Auburn with a win would go to the Super Regional to play either Texas Tech or Sam Houston State. Just about the same result, 3-2.
You wonder here for Butch Thompson if he puts Blake Logan in motion on 3-2 pitch to Will Holland. That ball was close. Went across the knees, must have been outside for home plate umpire Jake Uhlenhop.
Holland fights off a pretty good 3-2 that was bearing inside. Florida State started play just after 1 o'clock this afternoon. It is now right around 11:40 Eastern Time. Holland on 3-2 to third. And Busby across the diamond for out number 2. Logan into second base. And now you ask yourself, do you want to face Jonah Todd, or with first base open, do you pitch around him?
Well, first off, great job by Dylan Busby and by Mike Martin playing no doubles.
Number 41.
Had Dylan Busby covering the line, and that ball was hit right at him. Back to your question, if there's a 100-point difference between Jonah Todd and Luke Jarvis, I think I've got to face Luke Jarvis. Look where Dylan Busby's playing, right on the line. They're playing no doubles and in a perfect spot to make that play.
They will intentionally walk Jonah Todd. So you wipe away the lefty. You also wipe away a hitter who's nearly 385 for the year. He's got hits in his last 2 at-bats, so Todd won't get the opportunity. Jarvis will. Just the 3rd walk of the game forthcoming for Auburn. And Butch Thompson looks at his card. With Jarvis on the way, then the lefty Robert after that.
Second baseman, number 9, Luke Jarvis.
Logan at second, Todd at first. And Luke Jarvis, who had a very important 2-run hit yesterday against Tennessee Tech, takes strike 1. You said it earlier, late in the game, Florida State would feel the effects of that first game, but now adrenaline is a part of this.
Absolutely. And if you're paying attention to Drew Carlton, he'll throw that slider, then he'll show you fastball. And then he'll come back with sliders again. He rarely doubles up with his fastball. So if you see a fastball, you know what the next pitch is going to be. Right here, drops that slider out of the zone, and a check swing by Luke Jarvis for ball 1.
On the ground is shortstop. Walls handles it well, and Florida State needs only a run to open this stadium on Monday. True luck, Raleigh and Mendoza after this. And it'll be Nick Durr grabbing a bat for Florida State, hitting for True Luck in the 4 spot. With 224 for the year, on base at 401, 28 walks for the year, and he will face Mitchell, who came in for the strikeout of Luke in the 9th with 2 down.
Leading off the bottom of the 10th inning for the Seminoles, and pinch hitting, number 3, Nick Durr.
Durr with his first playing time of the regional. And oh, don't worry, you're just leading off the 10th inning in a 7-7 tie.
He does have 32 starts on the year, 116 at bats, so he's had plenty of playing time during the course of the year.
He takes a breaking ball high, 1-0. Out of Sarasota, the freshman Nick Durr. Pretty good speed. He stole 31 bags his senior year of high school. So if you're Auburn, you'd rather not have him on base for a couple of reasons.
6 for 6 in stolen bases on this year.
2-2 from Mitchell to Durr. Laporte was 3 for 4 in this spot, but he was pulled for a pinch runner in the 8th as Florida State tried to add on but couldn't. 3 flyouts ended that inning. 3-2. Mitchell to Durr. Raleigh on deck. Leadoff batter, 10th inning. Tipped foul. Good pitch on 3-2. Tipped again. Logan couldn't hang on. Pitch number 8. Mitchell to Durr, 3-2. Called strike 3. He lit up the outside corner, one down.
Andrew Mitchell, since coming in this ball game with 2 outs in the ninth, strikes out Jackson Luke, and right here on Nick Durr puts a perfect fastball in the outside corner for strike 3.
One down. Raleigh on the ground, back to the mound. Mitchell takes his time and throws for out number 2. But the third one has been the dodgy one in the late innings here tonight.
Cal Raleigh with the nubber back to the left-hander. Andrew Mitchell takes his time, throws a bullet over to Daniel Robert and almost handcuffs him.
You don't want that ball clanging around the infield.
Now, Andrew Mitchell has to face the freshman, Drew Mendoza.
Ball 1 to Mendoza, who earlier on today homered to tie the game against Tennessee Tech in the first elimination game Florida State played this afternoon. Two and 0. This is 3 straight win or go home games for the Seminoles. They would have to win 4 in a row to make it to the Super Regionals. Baseball head coaches, Todd, are chronic planners. But in this 10th inning, any thought of tomorrow should get wiped away pretty quickly, don't you think?
Very difficult to even think about tomorrow with the game going on right here, but
there's ball 3 on Mendoza.
both teams should be in pretty good shape in the bullpen with the job that Cole Lipscomb did tonight for Auburn, especially.
2 out. Ball 4. Mitchell walks Mendoza, so he gets 2 batters who go right-handed, then walks the lefty.
Matt Henderson.
A little strange at bat there from Andrew Mitchell. Let the second pitch go way over there's catcher Blake Logan's head. And throws one right down the middle for strike 1, but a little erratic in that at bat to Drew Mendoza.
Now Henderson, whose on-base percentage is significantly better than his slugging percentage, so he's more likely to push along the rally than win the game.
Drew Mendoza with 3 stolen bases on the year, 3 for 4. If I'm Mike Martin, I might be tempted to give Mendoza the first move, try to get him into scoring position.
Two and 0.
Like you mentioned, that third out is hard to come by. He's walked Drew Mendoza, now falling behind Matt Henderson.
Two balls, no strikes. That's low, 3 and 0. Wells is on deck, and boy, did he have a big hit earlier today against Tennessee Tech. Ball 4, 8 of 9 out of the zone for Mitchell. 2 on, 2 out, 10th inning.
And again, Andrew Mitchell was so dominant after coming in the game in the 9th and striking out Jackson Luke, and then again to Nick Durr, getting Cal Riley to swing at the first pitch and ground it out to the pitcher. And now all of a sudden he has lost the zone. 2 walks in a row with the 8-hole. Stephen Wells coming up.
Wells came up in the 8th inning of game number 1 of the day with Florida State up 3-2. And he drove in a run in that 8th inning. Mitchell is done. So Mitchell out, Calvin Coker is in, the junior for the Auburn Tigers, trying to push this to 11. Coker will warm up. 2 on for Florida State, 2 down in the 10th when we come back.
Now pitching for Auburn, number 23, Calvin Coker.
First season as an Auburn Tiger, the junior transfer out of Kyle, Texas, Calvin Coker, has the game in his hands with 2 on, 2 out for Florida State in the 10th inning.
Calvin Coker in his 30th appearance, 47 1/3. Only 12 walks, 39 strikeouts. Opponents are hit 278 against the right-hander Calvin Coker, and he inherits the go-ahead run at second base. Auburn looked like they had this 10th inning whipped with a strikeout and a ground ball, weak ground ball back to the pitcher, but all of a sudden finds itself in trouble with a walk to Mendoza and another walk to Matt Henderson.
On a total of 9 pitches. The winning run, Drew Mendoza at second base. If he scores, Florida State will force a game 7. If he does not, Auburn will bat in the 11th, try to win the regional. Wells, who did not start the game, faces Coker with 2 down. A breath from Coker and a first pitch ball.
Stephen Wells with a strikeout in the 9th in his first at bat, taking over for Tyler Holt in right field.
33 at-bats on the year for Wells, and he hits Coker with that ball. The bases are loaded for Florida State. Now it's up to the freshman J.C. Flowers.
Center fielder, number 8.
Looked like the ball might get up the middle, but that might have been unlucky for Auburn. I think Will Holland would have had a play on this ball with a force at second base. But it hits Calvin Coker in the ankle, and now we got bases loaded with 2 outs. And the 9-hole J.C. Flowers up.
Time called by the catcher Logan. Remember, Auburn was down in the 9th inning. Josh Anthony, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Poked an RBI single to center field. 2 runs came home on that ball. Florida State tied it in the home half. And Coker has strike 1.
That is a filthy pitch coming from a 3/4 angle. The ball comes out of his hand and goes up, and then has a little right to left to it, and then comes down. Very odd pitch from Calvin Coker.
Flowers, the freshman. Mendoza, 90 feet away. 0-2 on Flowers. Wild pitch is something to be rolling around in the back of your mind, right?
You're at third base. If you're Mendoza, that's your lone responsibility, is looking for a ball in the dirt, getting on your right foot and making sure that you can make it home. But 0-2 right here. Calvin Coker can't put anything across the plate that J.C. Flowers can put a bat on. Slider on the outside part of the plate would be the best pitch here.
0-2. He hung it.
Got a little bit too much of the plate right there. If you're Blake Logan, you set up a foot outside and make him hit your mitt. I think you can get a swing and a miss from J.C. Flowers if you throw that slider further on the outside corner than that pitch.
2 strikes. Coker to Flowers. 10th inning. 2 down. He hit him! Florida State wins! A 2-strike hit by pitch, and we're playing on Monday.
How about that? Andrew Mitchell gets a strikeout for out number 1, a weak ground ball, and then walks the next 2 guys on 9 pitches. A base hit that's a little unlucky for Auburn, hits Calvin Coker in the foot. And on an 0-2 pitch to J.C. Flowers, he hits him. And we will play tomorrow night for all the marbles in this regional. What a game.
Florida State was down with 2 strikes and 2 out in the 9th inning. Dylan Busby's triple tied the game, and the Seminoles win. This Florida State team, which won the ACC tournament, had enough in the tank to win twice. And a big thank you to the fans in Tallahassee. This is an 0-2 pitch.
An 0-2 pitch right there that Blake Logan wanted low and just lets it go. That's the risk you take. If you're a sidewinder, sink your ball pitcher, you got to make sure you can get that ball on the outside. And look at Blake Logan's reaction right there.
Butch Thompson trying to get everybody fired up for now. Everything on the line tomorrow. Auburn still winless under Thompson in extra innings. Florida State 3-2 in bonus baseball this year, and here's the bracket. Regional final sends it to Game 7. 8-7 the Seminoles in a thriller in Tallahassee. We'll see you 7 Eastern Monday night. Final score, Seminoles 8, Tigers 7. We'll be back tomorrow night, 7 Eastern. One of these two teams is going to the Super Regional to face Texas Tech or Sam Houston State. For our entire crew, he's Todd Walker. I'm Jason Benetti. Thanks for joining us so long from Tallahassee in an absolutely wild night in the state capitol.